Hi, 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 just popping in to say, Soggy, thank you so much for the resub. Oh my gosh, 3 months. That's crazy. Wait, that's actually crazy. Okay, I'm done being shocked. Thank you. Okay, I still have to get ready for stream, so I'm gonna I'm gonna mute again. Oh wait, actually, I feel pretty bad. Also, my music's very low, by the way. Um, let me hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm struggling because I wasn't ready, Soggy. I wasn't ready. Hold on. Poor now though, so I can't sub. Oh, that's totally fine. Oh my gosh, please conserve your money. I just hold. Please hold. Wait, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, real quick. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I had to go away again. But I wanted to say I wanted to say thank you properly and oh my gosh, yes, don't even please don't apologize. I want you to do, what's financially best for you. And I'm once again gonna mute because I gotta grab my tea and grab some water. I'll be right back. I'm low key back because I got my what do I have? Water. I have my water. Um, but I just have to say we have a lot to talk about. Many things have happened. I also I should grab my package. Yeah. I have a package downstairs, so I should actually grab that and then do like I can do an unboxing because I got books. Yeah, books. Lots of books. I bought a lot of books. Oh, and yes, talk about yes, because I just got back from my trip and I have a lot of stories. No stress. I I was going to put off streaming until after I worked out, but then I was like, I really don't feel like working out. And then I kept pushing back the time I wanted to stream. But then if I start stream too late, then I'm just not gonna stream. My plan today was to stream. So I love this song. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I have to go get my package and grab my tea. I guess I'll take the elevator down. Yeah, I'll be right back. Gonna grab my package. My books are here. BRB. Hi, I've returned. Oh, seeing Nightbot just appear in my chat as like a first time chatter. I'm like, first time chatter. Oh, it's Nightbot. Nightbot says, want to tip the streamer? Thank you, Nightbot. Your item was delivered. Yes, it was. I have it. Okay, I need to do some self promo stuff. So let me very quickly get that out of the way. It's weird since I unmuted earlier. Now I'm just like, I'll just take you guys along for the ride. Oh, shorts. You know what I forgot to do when Soggy resubbed? I forgot to see if it showed up on my stream properly. Damn it. Damn it. Because I fixed some things, I think. I should have looked properly. Anyway. So I'll be real. I think Karen and I both subbed and forgot the subs auto renew. Oh no. Are you able to like cancel and get the money back? Cause like I don't care. Hey, I don't care. It's being no hate, no shade. Um, oh my gosh, I think I need to sneeze. It was worth it. Oh, that's so sweet. Untrue, but very sweet. I thought I had to sneeze, but it's not coming, which is really annoying, actually. Could I just sneeze, please? Um, holy. I'm almost ready to actually start stream. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm good. I'm coming. Diamonds. Mhm. For free. Tell me why I can't look, stand up tall. Steady beat. The music of machinery. Symphony of Hades Town. Oh, okay. I think we're done. Anyway, Sog, if you're still here, how's your day? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask that earlier. We're going to just chatting. Hi, I'm here. I'm here. Um, I've done all the self promo stuff. Oh, storming outside. Oh, and the sun's back out. What the hell? Sun's out. But I hear thunder. Oh, nope, still not a sneeze. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I have been barely sleeping, so it's been a bit rough. I'm sorry, Soggy. I've also, I mean, not for any reason other than just being like really tired and not being in my own bed. I also have been barely sleeping. I love storms. Florida, by the way, perfect for storms. They have like, it's a storm every day in the summer, apparently. It's like every day in the afternoon between like 3 and like 7 normally, there's a storm. If you're in Florida, there's a storm. And it's great. I loved it. Also, oh, this is one of the things I bought. This is I have a Jurassic Park shirt. A Jurassic Park shirt now. From Universal. Yay. Yay. It's one of the things I bought. One of the things I bought when I was there. It's actually a youth extra small because I wanted more of like a baby tee crop top feel. So I got a youth shirt. I like when a little cold front with a storm. Oh yeah, actually, um, not to make it all about Florida, but in Florida that was like the best time. Well, if it actually got a little cooler, which it normally did, because I hate, you know what I hate when storms when it's like it's stormy, wet, sticky, and like just really hot. That's the worst type of storm. And that was some of the storms in Florida. Like sometimes they didn't get like cool enough, so it's just very hot. And stormy, which just makes it feel like icky and sticky. And I don't like icky and sticky. Also, what else do I have? Oh, Brooke got me this little guy. He's a little can't really see him, but he's a little frog. He's a little frog guy. He's so cute. Actually, I think I need to change now that the sun's out, I have to change the temperature on here. Good. It says Jurassic Park. And yeah, I actually there's so much Jurassic World stuff. It's really annoying. When I was there, there wasn't really much Jurassic Park stuff. In fact, I have one moment. I'll get it. I have to change this a little bit because it's bright as hell now. So I had to change the white balance. Um, yeah, there we can see see a little. Yeah, I know he's like a little J squish. A little squishy. Um, but he's up here. Let me show you my hold on, my fanny pack that I got. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Um, sorry, I'm super typing, slow typing right now. Not a problem. I am slow thinking. But this is my Jurassic World fanny pack. Because okay, here's what I didn't know. Hi, Shrink. Hi, hi, hi. Shrink is streaming. What is he doing here? Shrink, go back to stream. Shrink, get out of here. I kid. I kid. Thank you for stopping by. I can shout out. Oh, you're multitasking? Impressive. Impressive. I literally okay, actually I can actually pull up your stream on my phone now that I'm thinking about it because like when I'm streaming, I can't I can't have too many things on my computer. I just get a little confused. That's a me problem. But yes, hi Shrink. Hi. And Soggy, thank you for shouting out Shrink. I appreciate it. Hi. Hi. I hope you're enjoying Inside. Is this the first time you've played Inside, or I'm assuming it's like a second playthrough? Um, oh gosh, if you're still here, if you're not, totally fine. Me like, "Ugh, Shrink, you're streaming. Get out of here. Also, me, Shrink, answer all these questions that I have. If Shrink is still here, I'm sure he'll answer the question. If he's not here, also valid. And also, so this is my Jurassic World fanny pack because what my best friend didn't tell me. Okay, so I went to Universal, right? And I'm not exactly what you would call a theme park person. You know, I don't go to them. I don't really know anything about them. I haven't been to a theme park since I was quite literally a child, or maybe I think I went to Six Flags when I was 18 after I graduated high school. Yet and still, that was well over 10 years ago. So so it's been a while, but I didn't know the strats. So I brought my little like crossbody, like small little backpack thing, which is like, tiny. It's about the size of this fanny pack, not gonna lie to you. But if you have a backpack, they don't like let you take backpacks on like a lot of rides. So I was shit out of luck with bringing my backpack and like hearing some other stuff. And I was like, what the freaking hell? And the strat is you can have a fanny pack. So you gotta buy. So I bought this fanny pack that I didn't want because I don't really like Jurassic World. And this is Jurassic World Rebirth too. So it's like the newest one. Yeah. Um, I love, okay, I do like roller coasters, but I I don't think I'm a big fan of the big parks because there are Soggy, there are so many people. There are so many people there, and I cannot handle it. The wait times are long. Like one of the rides we went on, um, in the regular line, it was like a 3-hour wait. I'm not waiting 3 hours for anything. That's insane. In the sun, in Florida. That's crazy. But, I like roller coasters, but I didn't know that you had to bring, like, a fanny pack. It's the newer Billion Dollar shallow clone of a movie from the Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's like so I was glad that they had, like, Jurassic Park merch too, like, mixed in there. Barely any, but some mixed in there. So, yeah, the crowds are crazy, and, like, Universal's the smaller park, right? Disney's the big one. Disney's, like, the thing. Disney's the shit. And Universal's the smaller, like, cheaper cousin, right? Like, the step cousin that no one really talks about, but, like, people like and invite to parties. Um, so, like, that's the one that's not as busy. And it was still, like I mean, it's still gonna be busy because it's still, like, Universal, but it was crazy busy. I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed a lot. Um, it was, um it was bad. Also, I didn't realize that drink redeemed hello, and I didn't properly say hello. I'd said hello. I said hello well enough. We're fine. Um, Say the strat when you get on roller coasters is to bring a fanny pack so you can wear the fanny pack on most of the coasters. So I had a fanny pack that I had to buy at the gift shop. This was really expensive. I think it was like, I want to say it was like $35. You see, Karen and I bend over the fact that my disappointment in the decline in art and her missing 90s movies so much. I I totally get that. I yeah, I didn't. Okay, Jurassic World, the first one, it was fine. Playing some games right now, but have a great stream. Thank you, Cam. Also, hi, Cam. Hi, Cam. Hi, Cam. Um, this more than likely will just be a just chatting stream. If I feel up to it, I might play a little bit of the Midnight Walk, but more than likely, we're just gonna chat. I am doing wonderful. I hope you're having a great day, Cam. Enjoy your games. I love you. We need to play games soon. There's a new Peak update. Um, I'll plan stuff. I haven't been planning anything because I've been like, I don't know the word, stun locked, I guess? I don't know. Uh, my brain has been stun locked is the best way I can put it. Or like I just couldn't properly like plan games with anyone or anything. Like if people invited me to stuff, I was like, okay, cool, I'm down. But I haven't been like planning anything. So I need to set up games because I miss playing games with people. So I need to do that. And I will. Just not right now. Me, just stop right now. Stop pressuring me. No one's pressuring me. Um anyway, so yeah, I had to buy this cheap ass but $35 fanny pack to carry my phone and earbuds because when we were standing in line and I would get overwhelmed as I do, overstimulated, if you will, um, I would listen to music. Specifically, I was listening to Hadestown, which is also why we're listening to it right now because it was my comfort music in the lines. Yeah, that's my beef with things. The ability to make incredible things has never been more accessible. So just fine is unacceptable with the budget for. No, that's fair. No, honestly, I do feel that. Because I do feel like mostly Jurassic World was just like a cash grab. You know, they're just like the millennials love this shit. And I just I have some issues with it. Same with like the Mummy remake. Or I'm sorry, there's like a little tag in here I'm trying to get out. It's driving me nuts. I don't think you're miserable, Soggy. I think that's a very fair and valid take. But also this is very cheap. And I paid a lot of damn money for it. Also, the thing I don't like about the big parks is everything is so expensive. Like, okay, water is free naturally because they have people walking around. I frequently say, I wish I could just not care and enjoy things. Um, I don't know, but then I feel like if you don't care, then you don't have like a critical look on the things that you like. Like, I don't believe in just like okay, here's what I can do. Like, I can like enjoy a thing for the vibe and say like, yeah, it was just fine. But I also think it's also important to think critically about the things that you consume. So like, I'm also hypercritical about the things that I like like anything that I enjoy, I like to be critical of it because I think it's important to be critical of the things that you like. Like I don't like just looking at things with rose-colored glasses. I am fidgeting with this. I'm putting it down. I'm so sorry. um, but no, I think it's important to be critical of the things that you like. Speaking of the things that I like tall boats. So we're gonna start with the most recent thing that I did. So I on a whim before I went on my trip to Florida, I bought a ticket to Sail Detroit because they're doing there are these sailboats that are going like port to port and they're stopping at a lot of the ports along I think like the Detroit River and stuff. And so their stop was in Detroit. So I was like, "Oh, I'm in Detroit. Let me go to Sail Detroit." So this is the little thing for you can't see it very well. Oh my god. Um, little thing for Sale Detroit. I got a magnet. Okay, think about me. I'm obsessed with magnets. I love a refrigerator magnet. I get that. I just realized I'm sort of powerless to things, and so life would be easier if I could just consume product. Yeah, but then it's like I don't think life is as fun if you just like consume shit uncritically. Like I don't know. I don't think it's as fun. And I think this is pretty cute. Like it's kind of cheap. It was only $5, which makes it a win in my book. Only $5 for this little thing. It's cute. It's cute enough. And I got to see boats. And then they give out like little passports and like I didn't like read it. So you visit a ship and you get a stamp. So there were 3 ships. And so each one I got a stamp. You can't really see that very well, probably. So like these are the ships that were there. We had the Empire Sandy, which is a Canadian vessel, good old Canada. Um, it's a nice ship. Then we had the Ernestina Morrissey, which is a USA vehicle vessel, and then the Pride of Baltimore, both the USA vessels. You can see they are they are very nice to be on. I did like the little just got to be on like it's just a tour of the boats. So I just got to like stand on the boats. I haven't thought about it in a while, but I did if I get on a coaster now. My spine the way it is. Oh yeah. Um, I mean, if you like, I know technically it's a vehicle. If you like 3D coasters, the ones that like don't really like move you too much, like just kind of move you along a track, there are some decent ones at Universal that I enjoyed. There was a Transformers one, which is pretty good. But yeah, I really enjoyed being on the little vessels. I like that, and I have my little passport for Sail Detroit. I literally went to this on a whim. I went to do like one of the ones where I could eat on the boat. Like they had like I think luncheons or dinners. Oh my gosh, I think they were dinners. Dinner on a boat. Um, I couldn't do it because they sold out. They sold out of the thing I wanted to do, plus it was far more expensive. Just standing on the vessels, like, just walking them was, like, $28, I think, and I didn't stay very long. Um, and then, like, doing the dinner was, like, 80 something, I think, or 70? I can't remember. Sorry, I keep thinking I need to sneeze. I forget the most hideous faces. I'm just like um, but yeah, that was fun. I what did I think of Universal? I enjoyed it. Okay, so my best friend Brooke, she kept like checking in on me and like being like, "Are you okay? Are you enjoying yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know I'm enjoying myself." But like when I'm enjoying something, I'm pretty low key about it. So I'm just like, "Yeah, no, it's fun." So I guess I look like I wasn't enjoying myself, but I'm like, no, I'm having a perfectly acceptable time. I'm just not like I don't know. I'm not like very enthusiastic when it comes to like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying myself. When especially when it's something where it's like I'm not a theme park person. So, like, me enjoying myself as being like, "Oh, yeah, no, this is a fun coaster, it's a good time." And that's really it. I once rode a coaster that made me experience the Black Tunnel Fighter Pilot experience, that was wild. Ooh, we went to, words, Kennedy Space Center. Um, oh, we also had phantom sneezes all day yesterday, oh my gosh. We went to Kennedy Space Center, and one of the things that we did was, doing the simulation of, like, taking off in a spacecraft, and that was pretty fun. Um, and that, like, you feel it. You do feel it. Like, it's not like an actual, like, coaster, obviously, but it's, like, enough where you can feel like you're being, like, pressed back, and it was very fun. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that flight simulator. Um, I really enjoyed the Kennedy Space Center. I thought that was the most fun thing that I did. Also, since we're talking about the Kennedy Space Center, let's look at the things that I bought from there. Naturally crazy, I bought magnets. Oh god, you cannot really see this. Not well at all. Anyway, this magnet says Kennedy Space Center. I know you can't see that very well. So it says NASA, Kennedy Space Center. Oh, it's a little better. Nope, that's worse. Oh god, it's not. Okay, it won't focus. Whatever. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. So yeah, I got that. This one is going to my parents. This is going to their house. My mom okayed this magnet. And then this one is just for me. This is the uh Saturn V rocket. Oh god. It's these are all kind of metallic, so it's really hard. It just keeps hi cheese. Sorry. Hi cheese. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome in. That's a cool Pokemon card. It does look like a Pokemon card, but it's a magnet. It is a magnet. I'm talking about my Florida trip. I, I'm a magnet. Sure. Yeah, I'll be a magnet. So yeah, this is the Saturn V. Stream can't even see the magnet reveal. I know because it's so metallic. It's so hard to like. You get the vibe, right, guys? You get the vibe. You have a Saturn V Lego display. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love it. So I wait. Jordan's not here, is he? I got I got Jordan some presents, specifically from from the Kennedy Space Center. So metallic. Yeah, so I got this magnet. This is for me. This is for my fridge. God, you really can't see it very well. I'm so sorry. I wish you could. I love this magnet. It's so cool. Okay, let me show you. Since I just mentioned that I got stuff for Jordan, let me show you what I got Jordan. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, since Jordan's not here, here's what I got Jordan. First of all, I got him literally the same magnet that I'm giving to my parents. The one that says Kennedy Space Center and it says NASA. You can't see it, you can't read it, but I swear it says NASA. I swear. And then I also got him a Saturn V, but this one's a metallic sticker. It's a sticker. And then I also got him another Saturn V one, but this is a magnet. Again, I am obsessed with magnets. Um, so I got him a magnet as well. I got him two magnets. And then this one isn't Space Center, this is Universal, but they had their retro magnets at Universal. And I was like, Jordan's old. Jordan's old. So let me give him one of the retro magnets. I got two, but I was like, let me give him one of the retro magnets. So I'm giving him this one, which you can't see very well because it's not focusing. But on here, it's Jaws, it's King Kong, it's E.T. Um, it's like the big ones on here, and I like it. I like it. I think it's cute. Um, so I'm gonna give him that. Did you get me a magnet that says Kennedy's nuts? That's a good one, Saki. I like that. So that's what I got Jordan. I guess I'm gonna have to mail these to him. 'Cause I don't think I'm gonna be in Kansas City until okay, well, I want to go to Kansas City in February, and that's like 6 months away. So I feel like I should give Jordan these things before 6 months. It's probably a little rude to say I got him presents. Like I told him I got him presents. Um, you do. You actually do, Soggy. Thank you for being here. So yeah, I'll have to give Jordan these magnets. And the other retro magnet is I had two. This one just says Universal Studios, and this one's for me. This one's going on my fridge. You can't see it very well, of course, because it's not focusing on it. Jesus Christ. Is it better if I just hold it back here? I think it is. You can you can see it. It says Universal Studios. I'm trying so hard. Anyway, so those are the things I got for Jordan. And the thing I got for my parents, again, this one. I'm like, you can't see it very well, but it says this, I promise. It says Universal Studios Florida. And okay, here's the thing. If my okay, I wasn't going to actually get my parents like a little magnet because my mom took a lot of the magnets off their fridge. But when I asked my mom if she would want this magnet, she said yes. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll get her this one. So yeah. So yeah, I did Sail Detroit was yesterday. Again, got this little magnet, which you can't see it, I promise. But I promise you, it says Sail Detroit and it's got the little boats that were on there. I really enjoyed getting on those boats. I felt a little awkward with it because it was shit, I didn't get my tea. I'm so sorry. Because it was it, look, it's boating and they're older boats. They're like older vessels. We're talking boats. So it was a lot of there just weren't a lot of people who looked like me there, you know? And for it being downtown Detroit, that's impressive. Um, a lot of palm. We're talking boats. So it was a lot of white people, okay? There were a lot of white people there, specifically a lot of older white people, mostly older white men. So I was like, damn, this also isn't like, yeah, I'm like, I kind of gotta get out of here. So I didn't want to stay too long. And plus, like, I don't know, I don't know boats. Just thought it sounded fun. I'm sorry, I just looked at a bird. I just thought it sounded fun. So I was like, I kind of want to walk on these boats. I kind of want to do it, but I don't know anything about old boats. So, so I was kind of like, yep, this is a boat. And I was hearing some of the conversations and I was like, okay, we are talking boats. Yep. I did get some good pictures, which I guess I'll send. Uh, I'll put those in Jordan's Discord at some point. Anyway, you're either military, marine enthusiast, or just a marine. See, that's so funny because I, you know, come from a military family, and my dad was in the Navy, so like ships, you know, boats. Um, but I'm like, I don't know, it's a boat. Yeah, yeah, it's exactly what you would expect. I did see there was like I think I saw 3 black people. I saw 3 black people there. 1 who worked there. She was a volunteer. And then 2 people, I saw them, they weren't even in there yet. They were, um, they were out at the gift shop, so they may or may not have had tickets. That is more than 0. Your father was a Marine sharpshooter. My grandfather was a Marine, a very proud Marine. Oh my goodness, the man was a very proud Marine. Um, what was I gonna say about Universal? Universal, again, they didn't have a lot of Jurassic Park stuff, which annoyed me because they had a lot of Jurassic World things. I'm skipping around on my stories, by the way. Um, so like I wanted a magnet, because I love magnets. They were outside deciding whether to they might have been. They were looking at the gifts and then they did try to like enter through the exit. So maybe they were in beforehand. I was in the early morning crowd, the 10 to 2 10 to 2 a.m. The 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. slot. Because there were 2 time slots. It was like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., I think. Yeah, Marines are a different breed of people. Cheese, are you Army? So I don't quite recall. I feel like you're probably Army. You feel like an Army guy. um, but yeah, Universal just didn't have a lot of Jurassic Park stuff. It was all like Jurassic World stuff. And again, I wanted a magnet, but I didn't want a Jurassic World magnet. I know. 10 to 2 AM. I was like, "I was at the 10 to 2 AM." Nope. Nope, the 10 AM to 2 PM crowd. I am indeed. I fell into the garbage disposal of military. I was gonna say, I'm like, I hear the army takes everybody. Respectfully. Hey, respectfully. So I didn't get any technical Jurassic Park merch, but you will be excited to see what I did get, which is, guys, I got a raptor. Um, I got a very special raptor. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Isn't she perfect? Isn't she the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? I'm in love. She's she's so beautiful. Anyway, this is Art of Bianca, biancaart.storenvy.com. Um, I'm in love with her. So she's gonna go back here. So I can always have her. So then when I work as well, people can see I have a raptor. This is the gayest raptor I've ever seen in my life. Like, this bitch is queer. So this will if anyone doesn't know that I'm queer, I feel like this would get the point across pretty clearly. Um, like, "Oh, is this a queer streamer?" Just just look. I feel like I would wanna look like that as a raptor. I know, right? No, okay, I saw it, when I was waiting for Brooke and her partner to ride, the Velocicoaster because I didn't wanna ride it again because it gave me a headache. And I just here, I'll take off the little glossy film. Look at her! Oh my god. Sorry. I cannot wait to hang her up. So I saw her the first time, and I didn't buy her because I was like, "Oh, well, we're still gonna be walking around the park." So I left her up there in the gift shop, and I just took a picture of her because I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's perfect." Um, so I just took a picture, and then like later, I saw Brooke. God, I'm so sorry. I just dropped her. I dropped her. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I dropped her. Um, I saw Brooke buy something later, and she got it sent to her room, and I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Get it sent to the hotel. So like, we were gone at that point. And I was like, well, I don't want to go back up. So then the very next day, we went back to the gift shop, and I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy her. I'm going to buy her and get her sent to the hotel so I can pick her up because this was Friday. I checked out on Saturday. And I was like, so if we're going to be walking around the park the entire time, I want her sent to the hotel so I don't like get her bent or something because I didn't want to mess her up. You know, she's perfect. She's perfect. My God. She's perfect. So I was like, okay, well, I have to I have to get her sent to my room. So I was buying her and I told the lady, I was like, hey, I want to get this sent to my hotel. And she's like, okay, when do you check out? And I was like, tomorrow. And she was like, ooh, I don't know if she's going to get there in time. And I was like, okay, but I need her. I don't think you understand, ma'am. I need her. So she was like, I think it probably will because of when they like deliver them, but I can't guarantee it. And I was like, okay, well, who do I talk to just in case she's not there? Like, what if she got there late and I didn't get to pick up my girl, my perfect girl? Um, and the lady was like, hold on, let me talk to someone. So she talked to one of her coworkers and he was like, I don't know. And then he came out and he was like, we think so, but we're not sure. We're going to talk to our manager. So then they went back there again. And they talked to the manager, and the manager's like, it will definitely get there in time. And I was like, oh, thank the gods, because I didn't want to take her with me everywhere. Like, okay, let's be real. I would love to have her with me everywhere. Look at her. She's perfect. She's beautiful. I was like, I need her. And I need her in perfect condition. So they promised me that she was going to be there. Hi, Jordan. Congratulations on 3 months. 3 months. That's crazy. Oh, yes, it worked. Sorry. Um, my I fixed my alerts and they're all like working properly now. So yay! Congratulations on 3 months. Thank you, thank you. I didn't go full Karen. No. I was just like, guys, I looked at the lady in the eyes and I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. Do you see how perfect she is? Do you see how beautiful this girl is? Do you see how queer she is? You don't want to disappoint me. I need her." I'm kidding. I didn't say that. I'm kidding. I did not say it to the lady because she probably been like, "Ma'am, please leave. Get out of the park." Also, Jordan, hope you had a wonderful day at work. I did nothing all day, by the way. I'm like, I need her. She's perfect. And she's going right here. She's going to go right here on this back wall. I'm so excited. Yeah, they would have been like, security. But yes, so then I picked up my perfect girl the next day. My perfect girl. And now I have her and she's mine. And I love her. I love her. Also, Jordan, thank you for coming in now and not earlier because we were going over the presents I have for you. So I'm glad you just got here. Um, oh, I don't want to toss my perfect girl. Oh my god, she's just so perfect. I'm so sorry. This is like my favorite thing. Like I wasn't planning on hanging up anything on my walls because like I'm in an apartment and I don't plan on staying in this apartment for like years upon years. And I'm like, oh, I hate hanging stuff up. But she's perfect. So I'm gonna hang her up. Um, put her down carefully. Carefully. Yeah, we went over your presents, which I guess I'll have to mail to you. I have no intention of being in Kansas City within the next few months. So I guess I'll mail these to you. I'll just have to wrap them up properly. Um, go to the sorry. I'm thinking about logistics. Anyway, so other stories. What other stories do I have, guys? Um, Coasters were fun. I do like coasters. Uh, the Velocicoaster, which is ironically the coaster that's like it's one of the newer coasters, I think. And it's one where like the it's a Jurassic World coaster. So yeah. Yeah. Um, but the whole thing is like they in Jurassic World, they were like, you know what you guys wanted? More teeth. So the Velocicoaster is they are taking you through the Velociraptor enclosure and you get chased by velociraptors essentially. It's a fun coaster. It's very fast. It is mind rattling. So I after the first time we rode it, I was like, "Oh, that gave me a headache." Um and I can you know what? Actually, I think I'm old. I re I'm sorry. Wait. I I'm sorry. I I'm realizing I'm like, damn, a lot of my problem with the coasters is like it gave me a headache. Um Anyway, no, 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 no. I'm not old. I'm not old. Um Too bumpy. Wait. Oh my god, wait, that was me. I was like, "Oh my god, they're so bumpy, the lines are so long." Like, some of them were, like, waiting in line for, like 30 plus minutes. That's insane to me now. And I'm like, all the youths, there's so many children, and the adults are bad too. Um, there's a lot of kids, a lot of running around, and I'm, like, standing in line, it was hot, I was irritable, I just wanted water. I was like, "Can we just sit down? Can I just read my book?" I got They wouldn't give in to my demands, the queer raptor immediately. She's so gay. And I was so worried I wasn't gonna get her. Or that I have to carry. Oh my god, yeah, actually, that was the thing. I was like, I had to carry around everything. They wouldn't let me take my purse onto all the rides. I'm like, "Guys, I feel like my purse would be fine." Um, oh my god. Am I just old? We're not gonna worry about it. Anyway, I did have fun, but I was very overstimulated very often. And actually, you know what? The people I was with are my freaking age, and they are like, I don't know, they're freaks. You know what? They're freaks because, like, let me tell you, we would get there at like 9 a.m. and then we'd be there all day until like, it was like, what, the last, like sometimes like till, it was like 5:30. And I'm like, and they're like, more rides, more rides. And I'm like, I, I want to go back to the hotel. I want to change. I'm sweaty. I'm sticky. In fact, oh gosh, here, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Saturday, I got there. Saturday was their Epic Universe Day. I say their Epic Universe Day because I could have gone. I did not go. I instead took a nap. I slept. I slept on Saturday. I've been old since 20, so it has been a long time since I have felt not like a grouchy, cankerous old man. Cantankerous, oh my god, words. Um, that's fair and valid, honestly. Let me tell you, I yeah, I didn't do anything on Saturday. I was like, I talked to Brooke in the evening because no, when I got there, I was like, oh, Brooke, what I'll do is I'll just take a shower, I'm gonna eat, and then I'll meet you guys at the parks. Why did I say I was gonna do that? I didn't. I I ate, I took a little shower. Did I take a shower? Maybe I didn't. I don't think I took a shower. I ate. Well, first of all, oh my god, let me tell you, the hotel, freaking huge. We stayed at Cabana Bay. Um, and Cabana Bay is like so big. This hotel, it's like it's it's freaking huge. It's like a well, it's a resort, so I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Um, it's it was so big. I From the lobby to my room, it was like not a half mile, but it felt like it. It was maybe, less than a quarter of a mile, I think, point 0.2, maybe point 0.3. It was a long way. It was a long walk from the lobby to my room, and I was like, "Damn, that was a long ass walk." Um, it's like you walk down some hallways, and then you're like, "Oh, well, surely this is the end." And then my room was like, I can tell you my room because I'm not there anymore. It was 6223, which to me sounded like it was on the 6th floor, but it's not. It's like building 6, um, floor 2, room 23. So my ideal trip is like that is one day of a ton of rides and walking around, and the rest of the trip needs to be chilling in a nice hotel or pool, maybe hitting up some restaurants. I can't do. Oh yeah, I soggy. It was like a full week of parks. Like I that's too much for me. I'm realizing. Like after the first day, I'm like, I've kind of gotten my fill. Like we've walked around. I've I've seen everything because the next days we're just pretty much doing the same rides over and over again. What is that notification? Wednesday. Okay, sorry. I once was able to do that, not anymore. I was so impressed. Brooke would be there, but like she was at the parks basically sun up to sundown. Like it was 12 plus hours at the parks. Like the park, if you were staying at one of the resorts, opened at 8 a.m. and then the parks close at 9 p.m. So they'd be there from 8 to 9. Like before then, actually, because like if you're doing the early admission with the other people who stay at the resorts, you have to get there super early because everybody stays at the resorts. So there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people getting there at 8 a.m. So really realistically, if you want to be one of the first people there, you have to be there at like 7, 7:20 maybe. Some people are serious about those. Yeah, Brooke and her gang, they were serious about them. I was like, I'm just along for the vibe. I like a roller coaster. I considered myself a coaster girly. And then, like, when I'm with actual theme park people, I'm like, maybe I'm not a coaster girly. I fully recognize that I'm the sucker, that like Universal's preying on, who like can't can't hang, can't take too much. Where I'm just like, I'm gonna do these a few times and then I'm done, I'm tapped out. That's who they're hoping is at the parks, right? They hope most of me. They hope people like me are at the parks who can't hang, who don't know the strats. I'm like, I'm the sucker and I'm fine with that. I'm fine because after a while, I don't get that much enjoyment. So like I would tap out early. Um, say Saturday I did nothing. Sunday I did go out with them. We got coffee first, me and Brooke. We got up pretty early, 7 something. I think we got coffee at like 7:30 or something like that. Um, which is fine. That's the thing. I normally do get up at those times, but I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go out and like do rides. That's just not my vibe. Um, so we got up, we got coffee. They hope dad spent thousands of bucks and end up chilling at the park all day. Yeah, pretty much. Um, it's like, or they hope that you are like the sucker who buys the fast pass because the fast passes are like for I think I don't know if it's just like one ride or a few rides that you get to do with the fast passes. I think it might be like one ride you use it on, but it's like $200. So they either hope that you like are like me and are just kind of like okay with not like doing that much and like, you know, s- tap out pretty early. Like they want you to be like me or they want you to be like the people who spend the extra hundreds of dollars for the fast passes, which I wasn't going to do because I'm like, I'm not that invested. I don't think anything's worth paying an extra $200. I'm like, if the wait is so long that I don't want to be in the line, I just won't ride the ride. Nothing's worth it for me like that. Like, I'm not going to wait 2+ hours in a line or pay $200 to skip the line, but be in still a long line. Like the fast pass line on the popular rides that have like the 2.5, 3 hour waits are still long. The fast pass lines are still long lines. Like there's still like you like if the regular line was like 2.5, 3 hours, then the fast pass line was like hour and a half or something like that. Like I don't know. I spent the entire day chasing down Alice from Wonderland when I went to Disney. I never caught up with her. It's so sad. Sorry. But yeah, like one of the popular rides was trigger warning Harry Potter. One of the popular rides was the Hagrid ride, which is like if you know Harry Potter, you know that Hagrid has like a motorbike and it's the bikes portion and then there's a sidecar. So that's one of the very popular rides. So if I'm talking about something that's like a 3 hour wait, I'm probably talking about Hagrid. I got to see her like twice from the bridge and was like, please wait. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. Um, I'm realizing we're still listening to Hadestown, my comfort soundtrack. This got me through. Life hack, just watched an entire Lord of the Rings, like, oh my god. Basically, I we did wait for Hagrid's, I think we spent at the longest point, I think we spent, like, an hour and a half waiting for Hagrid's or something. Hour 45 maybe? 100 minutes? I don't remember. I think we did spend, at one point, 100 minutes waiting for Hagrid's. Um, and I actually, this is what I did, I listened to the Hadestown soundtrack. So the reason we're listening to the Hadestown soundtrack is because I'm still there. Mentally, I'm still traumatized. Because those lines were like, I just got so overstimulated. It's just so many people, and I hate being around that many people. I don't think it's worth it. Like, if I wasn't there with Brooke, and if someone told me, "You're gonna have to wait 100 minutes in this line," I would have said, "Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go." But it was so many people, and some of the lines, it's like, you would have to wait outside. Oh god. Outside in the Florida heat, it's unbearable. Calling it 100 minutes is crazy. Well, that's what they say. They'd be like, "It's a 100-minute wait." I'm like, "Okay." Or they'd be like, "It's a 210-minute wait." And I'm like, "It's a what? It's a it's a what?" And Brooke was like on Friday, we were, um oh god, I'm sorry. I have to explain the line systems to you, which stress me out. So, the lines work in 3 ways. So you have the regular line, which are typically the ones that are like 100, 200, 220 minutes. Then you have the fast pass lanes, which are still like long as hell, which people paid at least two, maybe $300 to be in. I'll turn this down a little bit. And then you have the single rider line, which are the people who are just like the fill seats. Single rider line, typically significantly shorter. Also, hi everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. Um, Soggy, I could not breathe. We did single riders a few times, and depending on the ride, it was good. Like, okay, no, single rider. Sorry. No, single rider. And the weight would be, like, less in single rider. I apologize, let me enunciate. Um, it's just one person and you just, like, fill, in for, like, a party. I I misread Jordan's chat so bad. I'm listening, but I'm also upgrading my underwater for it. I read that as I'm listening, but I'm also upgrading my underwear, and I was like, "How's that work?" I misread that completely. Um, sorry. Single rider. Uh, actually, the first time I heard it, I didn't know what they were saying. They were like, "Single rider?" I was like, "Single writer?" It's single rider. But for a lot of the rides, that was, like, worth it, to be fair. Uh, like, I loved okay, my favorite ride yes, I do. I love Fortnite. I was playing when didn't I just play Fortnite? I played it last night. Yeah. I sucked. Bro, I was so bad yesterday. That's how I can tell I'm still very tired. Um, everyone changes their undies, Lauren. You don't have to over exaggerate your accomplishments. Very funny of upgrading your underwear is just changing your underwear. I like that. But yeah, I'm still in my Fortnite era. I like Fortnite. I was really bad yesterday. I was thinking, oh my god, you know how bad I am. I was thinking about my performance in Fortnite this morning, and I was like, I could have. There was one fight where like I wasn't with uh Jordan and I wasn't with Gritty, and it was it was the last game we played, and it was my bad too. So, like, I was trying not to fight the AI. They were like these bugs, and they were, like, chasing me, so I was trying to run away from them, and then I ended up running away from them so far that, like, I ended up not near Jordan. Oh, hey, Anna. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm talking about my Florida trip, but I'm taking a detour to talk about how I effed up in Fortnite yesterday, which I actually pissed myself off when I realized how much I just, like, could have done better. Um, but yeah, yesterday I didn't wanna fight the AI, so I was trying to run away from this bug, and then I ended up running, like, pretty far away from Gritty and Jordan, and we were also, like, in a fight with other, like, actual people. And yeah, the bugs. So, like, I was like, I made a mistake. I should have just, like, I didn't want to fight the bug, so I was trying to run away from the bug, and I ran away pretty far, and then I realized that I was pretty far away from Jordan and Gritty, and then I was like, "Oh, well, shit, now I gotta kill this bug." So then I killed the bug, and then by the time I got to Jordan and Gritty, they were both down, and they're like, "Hey, it's all you." And I'm like, "Oh my god." I basically abandoned my team to try to run away from the bug, and then ended up fighting the bug anyway. So, like, the smarter move on my part would have been just to fought the stupid bug from the beginning. Just fight the bug from the beginning and then be with my team so I could fight with them instead of essentially abandoning them, then ended up fighting the bug and then having to run back to them. God, that was so dumb. I was so dumb. It was just the dumbest move. Sorry. Did you see my stupid ass mess? Yes, I did, Anna. I did see it, and I was like, "Anna?" Also, hi, Anna. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful day. For what it's worth, you're still my goat. Thank you, Cam. Nah, the whole AI fight was silly. Shouldn't have even been in that place in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we probably should have avoided that spot in the first place, but then once we were there, I should have just, like, done the smarter thing and just stayed with you guys and just because the bugs weren't that hard to kill, so I should have just killed the bug that was near me instead of trying to run away from it, because that was where I definitely messed up, because then I just ran away from you guys and then left you out to dry with, like, the actual people we were also fighting and the AI. So I'm like, I should have just stuck with you guys, killed the bug near you guys, and then fought with you. That would have been the smarter move, the better play. So I was like, "Wow, that was really dumb." And then I thought about this morning and I was like, "Damn, that was so dumb. I should have just stayed with them." But whatever, yeah. It is what it is. But I was like, yeah, I was tired. Um, Probably shouldn't have tried to play Fortnite when I knew I was still pretty tired from my trip, but, like, I wanted to play with everybody. But yeah, I felt bad. I was like, I did just abandon them, then end up fighting the bug anyway, and then had to run back. So it was just the worst move. Um And I just like to critique my performance, you know, I just if I critique it, then I know what to do better for next time, which is don't abandon your team. Just stay with them and fight. Just stay with them and fight near them. Um, anyway, but yeah. Bro, I don't remember sitting that Amber called me out on it. Yeah, I was like, "Anna?" I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in that Discord still because, like, I just like seeing you guys' names. Um, so I'm always happy to see a message in there. I recently fought a bear in Hunt while my team was getting killed by players, and I died to the bear. Oh, soggy, no. Yeah, I just hate when I think I'm making a good decision in the moment by, like, trying to get away from the AI so I don't have to fight it, and then I realize, hindsight that, like, that was, like, the worst move because I've then just left my team when we're also fighting actual people. Like, just stay with your team. I mean, just stay with your team. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. You live and you learn, you know? Plus, I haven't played Fortnite in a while. You know, it's been a minute. Rip that Discord. Yeah. I still want to, because I want to play games with everybody still. But again, I'm so bad with like setting up games. I think I should change the, sorry. Um, yeah, that happens. Yeah, it does happen. But now I know how to do better for next time, which is good. I like learning. So I've learned how to do better for next time so I won't like panic in those types of situations. I'll do better. Often say to carrot, you gotta kill the grunt at some point. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I should just kill the bug right away. It was so easy to kill. It was a quick shot. Should have just done that. But yeah, hindsight's 2020. But now I'll know for next time. I'll just be like, if we end up in that situation, I'll just um take the fight. Don't just try to run. Anyway, back to Florida. What else did we do? Um, the thing is, like, it was theme parks are so overstimulating that like I low key forget what happened. But then I went and fist fought a bear for no reason. I mean, sometimes you're like, man v bear, and you're like, I just gotta, I gotta, ugh, gotta take out the bear. Instinct just takes over, and you're like, I gotta take out the bear. Um, that's the that's that's the alpha male instinct, Saki. You're just too much of an alpha. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to Florida. Oh, oh God. Ew. You know what I forgot? What did happen on God, what day was that? Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday, the first day I was there, one of the early things that we did was got that real you do have that real alpha energy. No, you have that omega energy. Omegas are better than alphas, I think. Or is it sigmas? Sigma. No, no, sigma. You got that sigma grind set and that sigma energy. Ain't no betas in this chat. Um, Omega's the bad one. Yeah, I realized that afterwards. I forgot. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's the sigmas. I'm like, no, wait. I'm like, it's one of them. I'm thinking of the Omegaverse. Anyway, uh, I've exposed myself as an Omegaverse knower. Um, anyway, we won't talk about that. So when the first time we were riding the Hagrid's ride, Giga Chad sing a male. Yeah. um, so when we were riding, I have to hold on to my little comfort octo because this is a scary story, guys. So we rode the Hagrid's ride. Trigger warning again. Ugh, Harry Potter mention. Um, we got on the Hagrid's ride, and sometimes the common sense takes a vacation at the worst time. Then suddenly bears. Yes. Um, so we were riding the Hagrid's ride, and we were trying to ride together as like a group. So we were going to be in the longer line, but when we got up there, we we went down this other like pathway, which ended up being the single riders line, and like we didn't know it was for single riders, which is the problem. There wasn't a sign. This is very important because when there's a single rider line, there's like a sign that tells you like because some rides, specifically the Hagrid's ride, it's like they have the fast pass line, and then you have the regular line, and single riders are like one line until single rider branches off into like a separate thing. It's a terrible design, by the way. I hate that. Um, but there's normally a sign that says like single rider here, but there was no sign. This is very important because this turns into a shit show, by the way. So we end up going down this line and we're like, "Oh, it's kinda weird," and Brooke, was like, "How this is weird, I wrote this right before," and normally you go through, like, the castle, maybe they blocked it off for some reason. So, we end up in this line, and then the guy is like, "Oh, this is single riders," when we get up there, and we were like, "No, we were trying to ride together." And he was like, "Oh, well, you guys must have missed the sign." There was no sign. And then we were like, "Okay, well, I guess we'll just ride as, like, singles, like, it's fine." The Hagrid's ride is a 2 by 2 ride. So it's like we were a party of, uh, 5. We were a party of 5. Um, so, like, one of us would have to be a single rider anyway, so it's like, it didn't really matter, in my opinion. So the guy told us like, "Hey, this is single riders," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Hey, that's fine. We'll just go." And I was like, "Oh, hey, there must have been some type of miscommunication because like it didn't like say it anywhere." So I was like, "Hey, okay, that's cool." But then the people behind us also weren't single riders. They were also like a group, and they were like, "No, we were told to go this way by the lady at the front, and we went this way. We followed like all the signs. There was no like difference." Um, And then another group of people behind us are like, "We were told the same thing. We're also a group." Um, and so, like, we had all been in that line for, like, oh god, it was, like, 45 minutes at that point, and I was like, "Hey, there must just been some kind of miscommunication, whatever." 2 of our party, this was their, like, last day or second to last day? I can't remember. Second to last day, maybe. So we were like, "Oh, well, is there anything you can do?" Because we were all told to go this way. We are unrelated parties who all somehow ended up in this line. So clearly there's like some type of like miscommunication down the line, whatever. Um, and the guy was like, "No, there's nothing I can do, whatever, you can ride as singles." And we were like, I was like, "Oh, okay, hey, that's fine. We'll just ride as singles. No big deal." And I was trying to like go forward. And then some people in my group were like, "No, let's talk to a manager. Let's see what they can do." Um, And there's this other guy behind us who was talking to the guy, he was British, by the way. I'm just explaining because I'm about to do like a terrible British accent. Because the guy was like, "Oh, you guys have to ride as singles because this is the single rider line." And the British guy was like, excuse me, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We've all come in this line, separate parties, separate parties. We're all in this line, and we were told to come here." And I was like, "Uh-oh, this guy's gonna be a problem." And I was like, "Hey, we're chilling. We can just go ride as single riders." I think they should, make the single riders fight in Mortal Kombat. Maybe. Um, but I was like, "Hey, it's not that big of a deal. You know, who cares? Um, we're still gonna ride the ride." We're now, like because we're like, my group, because they wanted to, like, talk to a manager and see what the manager could do, we were then, like, waiting even longer, like, we waited 45 minutes at this point, and then we had to wait for a manager to come over, and in that time, more single riders went through and, like, went past us and actually rode the ride, and I'm like, "We're just waiting here. We could be on the ride. We've now been here, like, at that point then, 50 minutes," and I'm like, "It's not worth it. Like, let's just get on the ride and get out." I'm like, "Is it that big of a deal?" I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But some of our party wanted to see how it played out and, like, wanted to stay, and I was like, "Okay, freaking fine." So, we ended up waiting for the manager, and she came over and she was like, "What's going on, folks?" And we explained to her like, "Hey, like, my group explained, we're like, "We were directed to come this way." And she was like, "Well, there was a sign. There's a sign out there." And we were like, "There was no sign." Like, we would have seen a sign that said single riders. There was no sign. What we should have done at that point, I'm not gonna lie, is tell her to show us the sign. That probably would have solved everything because in the following days, we figured out what the problem was. I'll get into that in a second. But then, sorry, this was so draining because then we were there for like an extra like 15 minutes. I swear. Like we were there for so long. So we waited 45 minutes, to be told this is single riders, and then we waited an additional like 20 minutes to have then nothing happen, by the way. We then had to ride as single riders. So then we waited for like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, an hour and a half maybe to ride the ride when we could have been on it forever ago. But what happened, sorry, before that, let's back up. Manager's over there. She's like, "What seems to be the problem, folks?" And we explained to her, like, "Hey, all of these groups here, we were all directed to come this way as for like group riders, and there was no like distinction between the single versus like the group standby line. So we were like, "Hey, that happened." And she was like, "Well, you guys must have missed the sign. There was a sign." And we're like, "No, no, there was no sign." And then the British guy behind us was like, "Excuse me." We were all directed by the lady, that woman at the front to come this way. She directed all of us to come this way. And now we're being told this is single rider. This is not exactly how this man sounded. I'm so sorry. Yeah, sometimes people in the group get a little fixated on fixing the problem when it just, yeah, I was just like, for me, I'm like, okay, there's nothing they're going to do for us because it seemed like we were just gonna be waiting even longer, and my thing is, like, I don't wanna wait any longer. It's not worth the fight at that point. I'm like, clearly there was some miscommunication. Like, and I know what the problem was. Problem Okay, let me just tell you what the problem is. The way the line works is that, again, the group line and the single line are the same line. They are the same line until they break off into different places. But the problem was there was a sign that does say single rider, but that sign, it's like one of those signs that like is like it has like a little a thing where you can put it up or you can put it down. And it was flipped down. So you couldn't see the sign that says single riders. So there was no sign that said it. It wasn't up. And it was not up for the rest of the time we were there as well. Pretty sure they pretty much don't put it up. I'm not gonna lie. And there was also like sometimes they had a person posted there who would say single rider, and then that's obvious, because you talk to a person. But if there's no person there and the sign's down, what happens is there's a little chain separator thing that like was down. So like when you're in that same line, and if there's no one in front of you for the group line to tell you like basically which direction to go, then you're just following the shortest line. So then you end up in the single rider line, even if you're not a single rider. It's just bad construction. It's just they did it. It's poorly planned. I don't think it's built really for single riders, which is the problem. Anyway, that was the problem. And I feel like if we told her to show us the sign, we could have figured this out very quickly. But no one thought of that. And British man was in his escalation era because he was like, "It's not our fault. Your incompetent staff told us all to come this way." And I was like, "What the frick? Incompetent staff?" I thought that was unnecessary. I'm like, he's raising his voice and like, okay, the manager, she also didn't handle it well. Like this man was already pissed and like hot, you know? Like it was hot out there. So he was frustrated because he was like, "We were literally told to go this way and we've been standing here for 45 minutes. We could have been in line. We could have been in line and waited in the regular line if we'd known where it was. We just didn't know where it was." He was fuming, mate. He was fuming. He was pissed off. And the manager, she was like, she was standing at the bottom of the stairs. Me and my group were at the bottom of the stairs. And this guy was like, there were stairs, by the way. Didn't see, there were stairs. So he was up the stairs, right? So he was further back and up the stairs. And she was like, "I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear you." And I'm like, there's no way this bitch can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to call her a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm like, there's no way this woman can't hear him. She can hear him. She just doesn't want to deal with him. Because I'm like, I can hear him. And we're basically at the same level. So I'm like, she can hear him. He's just British. So he was like, "Oh, you probably can't hear me because I'm all the way up here. Let me speak up." I'm sorry. This man was pissed. So he was escalating the situation in a way that I thought was wholly inappropriate. He called the staff at the front incompetent, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I I mean, bitch, respectfully, because like she didn't do anything wrong, but she was also not validating her customer's experience when there are multiple groups of people telling her that there's a problem. If I was her in her position, I would have been like, "Okay, well, clearly there is a problem with the line. It's like we need to figure something out for these people." But she wasn't hearing that and like wasn't trying to actually resolve it. She was just telling us "No, you're in the single riders line. You clearly missed the sign. No one in my team would have told you to come this way." And it's like, it's technically true because no one did specifically tell people to come that way, but it's a little dishonest because there was no sign and, there was no sign, and then there was no one to tell you which line it branched off in. So if there was no one in the line in front of you, you just literally wouldn't there's no way for you to know, which is the sad part. There's no way to know, and since they didn't have anyone posted there, there's no one to direct the traffic. Um, yeah, nobody was handling anything right, and then so because this guy was escalating, the manager, I'm assuming she just shut down, and I'm like, we also didn't wanna be associated with this man, so I was like, "Guys, like, can we just ride the ride?" Like, I'm not fighting, but, like, my group was kind of fighting, and I did, like, peep up. I was like, "Oh, well, there wasn't a sign," and I was like, "Well, clearly there was some type of miscommunication." I'm trying to, like, de-escalate the situation because 'cause I'm between my group who's, like, in front of me, and then this guy, and I'm like, "I need this man to calm down." He is freaking out for no reason. Um, yeah, nobody was handling anything correctly, and I just wanted to go. I'm like, "I don't wanna be here anymore. I'll leave the ride, like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not that invested." Um, so we're, like, kind of fighting and saying like, "Oh, well, no, there wasn't, like, anything posted." Like, my group is trying to, like, calmly explain to her what happened, and this guy, this British man is just freaking out back there. He's like, so you're going to punish us. You're going to punish us." And she's like, "I'm not punishing you." And he's like, "Well, you are punishing us because we've been waiting in line for 45 minutes." And then she's like, "Well, everyone over here has been waiting for 3 hours." And by the way, that was a fucking lie. I'm sorry, but she also lied to everyone in that group too, because when we got up there with the people who, like, also were up there with us, who we would have been in line with, I think they'd been waiting a total of 50 minutes in the line, which makes sense because when my group got up there, there wasn't much of a line, so it was far enough because okay, sorry, I should explain. Hagrid's has an indoor portion and an outdoor portion of, like, waiting in line, and so, like, everyone who was in front of us was indoor, so they couldn't have been waiting that long because there was no one on the outdoor portion of the line. So, like, there wasn't anyone to, like, again, like, direct us. So, there the people who would have been in line with us had been waiting 50 minutes. So, it's like what she could have done is seen, like, how long we were waiting in line, which was, like, at that point, like, an hour-ish, and then seeing who the people who were in the group line had been waiting how long they've been waiting, which was 50 minutes because when we end up writing, we were on, and we were next to people who said, "Oh, yeah, we waited 50 minutes." So, we know that most people waited 50 minutes and not 3 hours. So, I'm like, "Well, these people waited 50 minutes, and we ended up waiting over an hour." Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, trigger warning, Harry Potter. Ugh, it was not worth it. I was like, this British man, he just kept escalating, by the way, like, calling the lady, like, all the staff, like, incompetent and saying that they were, like, being punished, and then eventually, one of his party, another British man, eventually, like, got up, like, who was on the stairs, ended up coming down the stairs and got in the lady's face as well, and was, like, yelling in her face, and I was like, "Oh, this has gotten too far." But I'm not saying but, because no one deserves someone getting in their face like that, that was wholly inappropriate. Um, but at the same time, she wasn't helping de-escalate the customer service problem. So it's like, he was already escalating, so then they were escalating even more because they were angry, and they didn't feel like anything was getting resolved. So, I just feel like they were all, like, just, like, escalating it more and more, and oh, I hate this song, by the way. It's just so creepy. It's almost over, but it's so creepy. Sorry. I have to skip. No, skip that one too. Ahem. So yeah, I just at that point, I'm like, I don't want to ride this ride. It was my by the way, this was my first time riding this ride, and I was like, I don't wanna be here anymore. I just I wanna leave. If I travel out of country to get blamed for it, then I'd be pretty yeah, like, I understood why he was upset because he was being like, the lady was basically calling us all liars, essentially, like, saying that we weren't told to be in this line and that, like, we just didn't read the sign, or we and I'm like, it wasn't fair of her to blame us, like, clearly, if there's, like, a lot of groups, like, we're all having the same issue, there's something wrong. Um, so, like, she wasn't helping, like she wasn't being empathetic to, like, anything that we were saying at all, and then so homeboy was just, like, getting even more upset. Um, so, like, he was already upset before she got there, and then he was getting even more upset when she, like, was discounting our experience, essentially, which was pretty annoying. I will say that was annoying. Um, but obviously, again, she didn't deserve she didn't deserve how he was yelling, "Dino DNA, hell yeah, Jurassic Park!" Bought this at Universal Studios. We were talking Universal Studios stories. Um, I need coffee right quick. Get your coffee, Soggy. It is isn't it 6 PM? 6:30. Soggy, so late. Hi, Bootango. How are you? How's your day? Please tell me about your day. I'm talking annoying stories at Universal. Um, so what else do we have? God, I love this soundtrack so much. Bamboo Tango, tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. If you're still here. Rip Jurassic Park and every other franchise I used to love. R.I.P. Jurassic Park. Oh, so good. The first Jurassic Park, just phenomenal. Okay. Oh, sorry, I was reading. I was reading. I was reading my Discord messages. Um, okay, let's think. What else happened? We got on the ride eventually, by the way. We we were trying to like be like, hey, we're not associated with the British. We are not associated with the British group of people, by the way. Like my my group, we were very like calm and collected. Like we weren't like raising our voices or anything. We were like a little frustrated, but like not escalating. And the resolution was we just rode single riders. That was the resolution. So we spent like 20 minutes maybe. We spent quite a while fighting just be told you have to ride single riders. And then we got in the single rider line, waited like another like 15 minutes or so to ride the ride. And I'm like, I don't want to ride this ride anymore. Long day, not hard, just long. Left work late, needed to talk to my teams. Sorry, was in an ad. I'm sorry. Sorry about the ad. Um, thank you for stopping by. And I'm sorry you had a long day. I'm glad it wasn't difficult. We were just talking uh, Universal Studios because I'm back from vacation. Hey, I'm back from Universal. But yeah, trigger warning Harry Potter again. So Road Hagrid's Adventure. It was fun. No need to be sorry about the ad. Get that money. Yeah, the how many cents have I gotten? Wait, sounds like drumming. Oh, I got distracted. Shit. I got distracted. I was like, well, how much money have I made from ads? I doubt it's much. Let's see. In total, analytics. I don't know where to go. Oh, here? Well, forget it. I don't remember. Research. I don't remember how to even see. No. Doesn't matter? No. Earnings, bro. Let's see. I've made a total of $3.84. Did you talk about that in Smule or Lauren's stream? You're a bit, yes. I definitely talked about it a bit in Jordan's stream. Um, and I told Jordan the British man escalating things story when it happened on Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday. Not this past Sunday, but last Sunday. I made a total of $3.84 in AdSense. That's hey, that's money. Hey, that's money. The past like 2.5 months. Okay. Whew. Anyway, that was Hagrid's Adventure. The ride was fun. Like, unfortunately, it is a fun ride. I don't like Harry Potter like that anymore because J.K. Rowling is a terrible human being. And the only reason I rode any of the Harry Potter rides was because like I paid for the parks, so like riding the rides isn't giving J.K. Rowling money, and I didn't go there. I didn't buy like any HP merch or anything, nothing from any of the I didn't buy like any of the drinks or food in that any of the HP branded areas. Didn't look at any HP merch, didn't buy anything, didn't take any pictures of HP stuff. I was like, none of that shit. We're good. I did ride a few of the rides because my group was riding them. Uh Transphobia Reflecto. Yeah. Hi, Gritty. Hi, Gritty. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome in. I hope you had a wonderful day. Did you work today? It is Monday, so you probably did. How was work? I we did ride Hagrid's a few times throughout the week. I and like it's a fun ride. Okay, it's a very fun ride. It was one of my favorite rides to ride, to be honest. And if it wasn't HP branded, I probably have gotten more enjoyment out of it. But because it was HP branded, I was like, ugh. It kind of like all the HP branding stuff just kind of ruins it for me. And I'm just like, ugh, it's just not fun. It's just not fun anymore. It just like makes me feel like icky. I'm just like, ugh. Um, but the ride was fun. Um, I can't in good conscience like recommend it because it's Harry Potter. But like if you happen to have paid for the park that it's in and like if you're not buying anything, like it's fine, I guess. But yeah, I was like, I would not spend any money. Like we went to one of the taverns in there that was like HP branded, and I was like, I'll just get the free water. Thank you. Hello, work was good. Lots of organizing, which is calming and makes time fly. Ooh, love that for you. Congratulations on having a good day full of organization. I'm gonna need more water soon. Also, I'm so sorry. I'm realizing I never got my tea. So I'm gonna get up really fast and get my tea. One moment. Oh, I have my raspberry rose hibiscus tea, which is so good. I brought that with me on the trip. Um, so let's see. What else is there? Hold on 1 second. Oh, hold on one moment. I have to readjust. Let me think, what else is there? Uh, okay, I'm back. Let's see. We rode a few rides. I know we rode Velocicoaster, which I enjoyed. Raspberry tea is peak. Raspberry tea is peak. Raspberry, rose, hibiscus. It's very good. It's a very like nice red color as well. I like it. I like this tea. Um, so here's the thing about me. I don't like getting wet. And one of the things we did was ride a few water rides. We rode one, which like just had a little bit of splashing. It did not much, didn't get very wet. Then at around like 5 p.m. when I was like kind of ready to just go. Again, we were at the park like at 9 a.m. We were at the parks early and it was 5 p.m. at that point. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of done. Um, but we were gonna ride another ride. It was like a water ride. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll try it. They're like, everybody in the group was like, oh, we want to get like wet. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't really want to get that wet. But I was like, okay, fine. So we get up to this ride. It's like I think like a 15-minute wait, which wasn't true. We like walked onto it. But when we were getting up to the ride, I I happened to notice, like we all noticed that like the people who were coming off the ride seemed to be drenched. And I was like, oh, it seems like you get very wet on this ride. And I, by the way, was wearing a very cute fit. I was wearing a romper, my romper with a train. So it was like a little dressy type romper. It was cute. I loved it. Also, I got a lot of compliments when I was at Universal because I looked so cute. I looked good. I look good every day. Anyway, not the point. Um, and I was like, I don't really want to get wet, but I've kind of already like low key committed. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do it. Like, how wet could we really get? How wet can we really get? So we get on this ride, and it was one of the rides where it's like a raft, and in the center, it has a place for you to put. Okay, no, no, I got you. No, 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 sorry, I got you. Um, so there was like a little thing in the center that was like covered for you to put your things, and I was like, "Oh, this seems like you're gonna get very wet, huh?" Because they have a place for you to put your things under like plastic. And I was like, "Well, shit. Well, how wet could you really get?" So we put our things under, and we start riding the ride, and it's like first one was like it just sloshed over, and I was like, "Okay, that wasn't bad," and then parts of this ride were like they just dump water on you, and I'm like, "That's not fun for me." I'm not a person. Okay, maybe this is me being old, but I'm like, I don't understand how it could be potentially enjoyable just to have water dumped on you, like from a bucket. I'm like, that is not fun for me. That's not fun. You're just pouring water on me. That's not a ride. You just threw a bucket of water on my face. Um, and okay, like guys, also, if you didn't notice, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed this about me. Um, if I'm at a water park. Yeah, like, okay, here's the thing. I don't mind too much getting wet if like I'm in a swimsuit, like a fit that's like supposed to get wet, but also like they just dumped water. Okay, I just this is gonna make me sound like a freaking boomer. I just don't understand what's enjoyable about just like getting like if I'm in the ride and like you go into a waterfall or something like that, or like you're in a rapid situation where like the water's splashing up, so it splashes up and over. I'm like, that I get because that's part of the ride. But they're just literally dumping water, like just dumping water. And I'm like, that's not enjoyable to me. I'm like, that's just if I want someone to pour water on me, I I do it myself. I take a shower. Anyway, but I don't know if you guys noticed this about me. I'm black. So I don't wash my hair every day. I wash my hair every few weeks because it doesn't get like if I wash it if I wash it very often, I my hair dries out, and I have this is called if you're not black, hey, if people in my audience aren't black, this is called a protective style, which means it's supposed to last a while. It's supposed to last a while. And so when they were just dumping water on us, I get water dumped in my hair and I'm like, "Ugh," it's like I can smell the chlorine and like which is good, but I'm like, that is just not enjoyable for me. And now it's like I have to low key figure out how to like kind of wash my hair without like washing my hair because I can't take it down. It's in a protective style. And I paid a lot of money for this protective style. It's supposed to last like a month, you know? Like, guys, I don't know if you noticed, I'm black. Guys, I'm black. So yeah, I don't wash my hair like every day or every other day. So I was like, this is a pain because now I have to figure out how to like wash my scalp and like get my hair like clean enough so I'm not like drying out my scalp with the freaking chlorine, which I think I managed to do it well enough. But yeah, sorry. So the ride was just what the frick? Sorry. Hold on. This time. Immediately I'd forgot. Yeah, I I will say washing braids is essential in my hair routine now, but not every day, like 2 times a month. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like yeah, yeah, no, it's a it's a ride, and I also, hi, Similarly Cozy. Hi, welcome in. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, like, pause for that long, but I saw it was your first chat, and I was like, "Oh, first time chatter." Thank you. Thank you for chatting. That's so sweet. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Um, but yeah, so I had just gotten my hair washed because I gotten this protective style in, um, like, literally, what, 3? No, what day did it go? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like, 4 days beforehand. So I was like, they had just washed my hair. I went to a salon, they just washed my hair, and I'm like, "This is supposed to last a while." And mostly I need to, like, moisturize, and I do put some water in sometimes and, like, go, like, under and get, like, all get some scritches in, you know? But I mostly, like, steam it. So I was like, I have to kind of I I was I was very frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, after that ride yeah, it was a ride, sorry, similarly cozy do you prefer similarly or cozy? Or both? Similarly cozy? Similarly cozy. I'm sorry. I I just I made myself happy saying that. Anyway, um, so either's fine, okay? I am so sorry. I got, like, really excited, like, saying, "Similarly cozy, similarly cozy." It flows so nicely, or Nikki for shorter. Oh, okay. I'll try to remember Nikki. If I don't remember Nikki, I'll probably call you Simmerly. Just because I can make that sound, like, really dramatic. Simmerly. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so to catch you up, Simmerly, we're talking about I just got back from Universal. So I was on vacation, which is why I wear my Jurassic Park shirt. Got back from Universal. Um, so I'm talking about my experiences. We've been talking for about almost 2 hours now. I'm a yapper. I thought about playing a game today, but it looks like that's probably not gonna happen. So I we were on this water ride. It was like 5 p.m. And I was like, I did commit myself, and then they just like threw buckets of water on us. And I was like, I don't find that enjoyable. And it might be the old in me. It could be the old black woman in me. I don't know. I don't know. But either way, I didn't like it. And then when we got off the ride, I looked like this. Like, I won't lie to you. If you've seen like a cat who like jumped in water accidentally and then jumped out and was like shocked and was like, ugh, that was me. I looked much like a cat who did not like getting wet. I was like, "Ugh." I literally was like, I was like, my group was like, "Oh, okay, guys, let's go to the next ride." And I'm like, "It's damn near 6 o'clock." First of all, I was done at that point anyway. It's almost 6 p.m. I want to. go back to the hotel. It was hot. We were in Florida. I was sweating. And then I was just drenched in a romper, a very cute romper, by the way. A very, very cute romper. I will say I looked cute as hell in my romper with a train. I looked adorable. I looked fantastic. Um, but that's not the point. The point is I was wet. I was wet. Everything was wet. Everything was clinging to me because I was wearing cotton. Um, my shoes were wet. My socks drenched. They were squelching. My underwear, yes, I was wearing underwear, in case anyone was wondering. Wet. Everything was clinging to me in a way that was uncomfortable. I oh, sorry, scratching just like thinking about it. A cute romper that gets wet is less cute romper. Yes, it was less cute. I upgraded, yeah. I upgraded my underwear. I did actually because I went back to the hotel. I was like, guys, I'm done. I'm tapping out. First of all, I was already tired as hell. Like, I'm not gonna like even before going on that ride, I was like, I can do maybe like one or two more rides because I'm tired. We had walked a total of I think 7 miles at that point because we've been walking from like 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. walking, walking in the hot. It was hot. I did also a cute. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Let me give you low key the vibe. Hold on one. Hold on. Hold on. This is the one I traveled in. This is the one I traveled in, so it's not the same exact one I wore, but this is the vibe. This is cute. This is cute, and it has a train. It has a train. So like, imagine me like I flutter in the wind. I flutter in the wind, and then I have a hat. I have a hat. This is my this is my sun hat. Hold on one second. I'll show you. I'll show you in a second. And then look, I was cute. I was cute. Imagine, imagine. I was so cute. I was so cute. Yes, my good sis. That's why me and Disney and huge parks don't go hand in hand. I will stay in the resort, bruh. I might be a. I wouldn't have minded doing like a day, at the parks, but like they were there. Like my friends were there from like open to close. That's not me. But yeah, so I looked cute, guys. Here's my point. I looked cute. I'm sorry. I just I really had to show you. I had to give you guys the I had to make you guys understand. I'm sorry. I also just washed my clothes. Um, don't look back there. I haven't put anything away. Um, I'm sorry. Yes, similarly, you understand me. I was like, I'm tired. Um, and like the thing is, I don't. Like doing a day, maybe 2 days at the park, maybe like separate it out though. Like you go one day, you do like I don't know, like a 9 to 5 or whatever, and then you rest like a few more days, and then you go like another day to do like the things that you didn't do the first time. I think that'd be fine. Um, but yeah, I was like, my romper is clinging to me in a natural way. My shoes I feel like I'm getting trench foot if I continue to walk in these shoes. Yeah, last time I went to Disney, I went to one park and was done. My family went to 3 different parks and had infants and toddlers. Oh my God. I stayed within the gated community we were staying in and relaxed at the pool. That sounds like a vibe. Like, I am more of a relax at the pool type girly, I guess. Maybe. I like to relax and read and look cute. Here's the thing, I just wanna look cute. Can I look cute and just have people like, "Nope, nope, that's called something else." I was gonna say, "Can I look cute, just have people give me money?" I'm like, "Wait, I'm suggesting a different type of thing." Um, ahem, ahem. Anyway, I looked cute. Shit, I can't. People doing it already. Yeah. I feel like that's what I should do, to be honest. I'm like, "Guys, would you be mad if my Twitch stream just became me looking cute and being like, no, I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm kidding." Um, but at that point, yeah, we'd walked 7 miles, and I was like, I don't really wanna do this anymore." And I I was then at that point drenched, so I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done." So I was like, "Hey, guys, that was it for me." Like, that I was already, like, more than over my limit. Like, one of the first things we did was ride that Hagrid's ride. I can speak for everyone without question. Thank you, Soggy. Um, so I was already, like we'd already done the Hagrid's ride thing, and that was already, like, traumatizing with the British man, like, saying, excuse me, that's not good enough, that's not good enough, you're incompetent staff." Like, that was early in the day. You have to understand, this was early in the day that happened. So then at the point where it's, like, after 5 p.m. and we did the water ride, and then I was drenched, I was like, "I am over my limits." Carrots! Hi, carrots. Welcome in. Happy 3 months. 3 months! 3 months! Congrats on 3 months. Thank you, thank you. Hello. Carrot, how was your day? How you doing? We're talking Universal. I am, doing a terrible British accent. Freaking Gordon Ramsay was triggered by Harry Potter. He might have been. And actually, throughout the whole week, that was kind of like a joke with our group. Um, and my we would be like, "You're incompetent staff," and I'd be like, It's traumatizing. I hated that man. Ugh. But yeah, that was early on Sunday. Um, and then we did the water ride, and I was like, "I'm done." I I hung on as long as I could. I was already at my limit with the Hagrid thing, and that just, like, I skyrocketed past my limit. Good, I went to my mental health doctor, got some medicine, we'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well. I hope it works out for you. I know it can be hard to find the right, like, combination or the right milligrams dosage, that was the word I was looking for, sorry. But yeah, I hope it helps, and I'm glad you went to a doctor to get some medicine if that'll help you. Yay, that's good. Um, so yeah, that was Sunday, and then I went back. I actually the parks are, by the way, they're freaking huge. So there at Universal, there are 3 parks, right? There's Volcano Bay, I there's Island of Adventure, and then I swear the other one is called just Universal Studios. I think that might just be called Universal Studios. Next time your team fails to catch you in peak, make sure you yell, "You're incompetent staff! You're incompetent staff! Excuse me, that's not good enough. That's not good enough." I'm sorry. That man traumatized me. I didn't wanna be anywhere near him. But that was, like, the joke, the entire week. We're like, excuse me, that's not good enough. That's not good enough." I was like I'd be like, "You incompetent staff!" As I fall. Um, but yeah, so I left the park. You must have missed the sun. I might have. Love the shirt. Thank you, Jurassic Park! I was so happy to find a Jurassic Park shirt instead of Jurassic World. There were a lot of course, a lot of Jurassic World merch and not a lot of Jurassic Park merch. So I got this. Oh god, sorry. So I got this one, and I got a sorry. I got a so I wanted like okay, here's the thing about me and how you know I'm queer as hell. I love a crop top. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. A lot of Jurassic World, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of Jurassic World. Like, also, I just don't think a lot of the Jurassic World, like, logos don't look that good, you know? Um, so, like, the Jurassic Park ones, I just like them. But anyway, sorry, the thing about me, always love a crop top, and the thing about Universal, not built for the queers, not a lot of crop tops. In fact, pretty much no crop tops. In fact, I think there were no crop tops. Um, I think. Anyway, so I was like, I saw this shirt and I was like, "Oh, it's a baby tee." I was like, "Oh, cool. Cool, 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 cool. I can get this one." And then when I looked at it later, I realized it's a baby tee because it's actually a youth extra small. So I just get like a youth extra small and that's my it's my baby tees. Like they're kind of like crop tops. So it's basically a crop top, which is good. Um, as long as I make my own, I'll just get a youth extra small. So yeah, because I didn't have crop tops, I bought the youth extra small shirt. Didn't know it was a youth extra small when I bought it. I thought it was just like a baby tee situation. So it's just like the fit is supposed to be like smaller. But nope, it's a it's a child shirt. It's a child shirt. I just got a little child shirt and didn't know that I was. But it's fine. Who cares? A shirt's a shirt, really, right? Him. Anyway, so yeah, Sunday was a long day. And then I went back to the hotel, walked the roughly quarter of a mile back to my hotel room. Um, and then I was like, okay, I didn't have any like hair stuff with me because I pre-oiled my scalp and like pre-sprayed my hair before I left. I was like, okay, I should be good for the week. Um, so then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to need a leave-in conditioner. Uh, I used to shop in the youth section because nobody around where I live was extra small. I think that's small. Yes, small. Extra small in size. Fair and valid. Yeah, that's why I like adult extra small is still pretty big. It's not like the youth extra smalls are kind of where it's at. I'm not gonna lie for me, especially like the short sleeve ones. Like, uh, oh, I guess that's giving away like how small my arms are if I can fit in. Oh, damn it. Anyway, that's not the point. Um, especially if it's like short sleeves too, that I can wear like whatever. So yeah, that was Sunday. It's tiring. So then I like got back. I ordered my leave-in conditioner. I was like, okay, well, I also need some lotion. Okay, here's the thing. When I go on vacation, I don't want to check a bag, but I do want like I need a lotion. I need a nice body wash. And so I was like, oh well, I can just get it from CVS. I'll get like the smaller versions, but they're kind of big enough to like, last throughout the week. So I was like, okay, let me do that. So I did that. I did that. That was fun. So then I washed my hair. So like I was in the shower, I had the water. I splashed it and then I kind of like scrubbed, I did some scrubbing action underneath the braids and stuff like that. I scrubbed like around. I did the whole and I still look good. I'm sorry. The cornrows still look good. Yeah. Um, so managed to do that. Low key washed my hair. Actually, I do need to spray my hair again. But yeah, that was fun. Then I ordered Din Din. What I have? I don't even remember what I had. Um, I will say one of the things that You know what I hate about the parks like Universal, and I'm sure Disney does this as well? They nickel and dime you for every freaking thing. Like the resorts, it's a three-star hotel. Um, they don't have like a free continental breakfast because they're bastards. You have to pay for breakfast. You have to pay for breakfast. It's not that great and it's expensive. So I'm like, it's expensive, mediocre food, which is really annoying. And I hate that they do that because I'm like, uh, at least, like, I don't know, they don't give at least like some free pastries or something like that. Nothing was free except water. Water was always free. So you could always get a free cup of water. Um, but the thing is that they have, if you do, they have fountain drinks, right? And they have the ones where, like, like the stands where you have multiple different sodas all in like one thing. You just pick like the little touch screen and choose what soda you want. So they have those, and they have the cups like the reusable ones. We have like multiple refills, and then they also have the ones that are like single serve. Like you only get like one. You get one like paper cup. Uh, and I was like, how the hell do they know like if you're reusing the reusable one? I think was like I think that might have been like 20 something dollars or something like that. And then the single ones, which are like a 20-ish maybe ounce cup or something like that. Like the ones you get like at the movie theater, essentially. Those were expensive as hell. Those like 5.99, I think. Um, so it's like they know if you're using a single serve cup because there's like a sticker at the bottom of the cup. So like you'll put your cup down, right? And it would scan the sticker at the bottom, which is ingenious. They have like little like platform things that you put them on, and then it scanned it, and then it says like no refills. So if you had a non-reusable one, and if you try to set it down at another one and try to like refill the soda, it wouldn't let you. It was like no refills. And I'm like, that's it's diabolical. It's diabolical how they do that. It's disgusting. And also like the the single serve ones that you buy at the park, you can also buy single serve ones at your resort. I don't know if they cost different. But you can't use the ones from the park at the resort. It tells you, "Oh, this one isn't accepted here." Even if you hadn't used it before, it's like, "Oh no, this cup is only you can only use it at the park." It's it's freaking ridiculous. I hate that. I hate that so much. And then, like, you buy the reusable one, then, like, you have to carry that thing around with you everywhere, and it's only worth it if you do get, like, multiple refills. Because I think we would have to have, like, mm, 3 or 4 fountain drinks, like, single-serve fountain drinks before it's, like, it adds up to the reusable one, I think. So it's like I only bought the single serve ones because I also don't wanna carry around a freaking reusable one because I have nowhere to put it. So it's like it costs more and you would have to have at least like 4 drinks, like, before it's, like, worth it. Because that's how they get you. I'm not that much of a sucker. Like, okay, I'm a sucker, and I know that about myself. I get that. I know, but I'm not that much of a sucker. You know? You have to pick and choose your battles. Also, I love this song. I've heard Hades Town. Power lines. So, I just I hate how much they nickel and dime you for everything, and the single serve ones are it's the little, like mm, they're bigger than this glass, a little bit. They're roughly this size, like the regular, like, size, like a medium-sized drink, I would say, that you would get from a movie theater. Um, it's like 5.99. Oh, let me tell you the story about the bee lady. Oh, I feel so bad about her. Okay, so the very next day, my friends and I, we got up, we went to the park at, like we did the early admission, so we went at like 8 AM, and then one of the last rides they were gonna ride was a water ride, which I was like, "I'm gonna opt out of that one." I was smart the next day. I was like, "No, no, no. I don't wanna get extraordinarily wet and go on the water ride and get, like, drenched again. I'm good. I'll sit it out. I'm chilling." Um, so I was like, "Okay, guys, instead, I'll just, like" I was like, "I'm kind of hungry." Yeah, you gotta drink to water white water the same way. Yeah, pretty much. Um, but I was like, "I'll sit this out." I'm like, "I'm kind of hungry." So I was like, "Oh, I'll go eat." It was like 10:30 at this point. I was like, "Oh, there's a cafe that's right by the water right." So I was like, "I'll go to the cafe. No big deal." It's a cafe. I expect it to be open. It's like 10:30, I would say at this point. I was like, "Okay, I'll go to this cafe." I go to the cafe, I look at it, cafe doesn't open till 11 AM. I was like, "Okay, okay, I guess I'm not going to the cafe. I'll go somewhere else. I'll figure something else out." So I was like, "Okay, well, there was like a little pizza place. Maybe I'll get like a slice of pizza. I'll go get that. I know what that is." So I was like, "I'll just get a slice." So I find the pizza place. I look at it, and the pizzas are um, like little individual pizzas. Like the small ones, right? Small pizzas. So I was like, "Oh, they can't be that much." They were a small single serve cheese pizza was $18.75. And I was like, "Fuck no." I am not I am not spending that much money on a pizza. That's freaking ridiculous. So I was like, "No, F that." And then so I was like, "Okay, I'll go to another place." So So I was like, "Okay, I'll figure something else out." I went to this other place that Brooke had recommended, and I was like, "I'll take a look at that." It was like 10:40 at this point, didn't open till 11. And I was like, "Oh my god, forget it." None of the sit down indoor food places open until 11 AM. I don't know why, but they don't open till 11 AM. So I was like, "Well, I'm not spending $18.75 plus tax on a cheese pizza that's literally, like, this big. Hell no. Hell no." I was like, "Fuck that." So I was like, "Okay, I'm kind of hungry. So what I'll do instead is I saw like a little stand that was near where the water ride is that my friends went to. I will instead go to that stand and I'll just get a Sprite. You know what? I'll drink some liquid calories. No big deal. I'll do that. And that'll hold me over until we get back to the resort because after they were doing the water ride, we were going to go back to the hotel. So I was like, "Okay, that'll tide me over and I'll go back to the hotel and then I'll actually eat something there. No big deal." So I go up to this lady and I'm next in line and I was like, "Hey." And she was like, "Hey." Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. My original plan wasn't to get a Sprite. My original plan was to get a strawberry lemonade like icy because I was like, "Oh, that sounds good." So I asked, I was like, "Oh, could I get the strawberry lemonade like icy?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't have that." And I was like, "Then why is it on your freaking sign? It was on the sign. It said it was there." And like, I don't know, maybe she just didn't want to. I think, well, she was having other problems. Okay, let me get to it. So I was like, "Okay, I'll take a fountain drink then." And she looked at me and she was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry?" And she was like, "Which one?" And I was like, "Uh, I I just I just want a Sprite." And she was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, "Oh." And she was like, "The bees." And I was like, "The what?" And she was like, "There are so many bees over here, and the Sprite's where they are." And I was like, "Oh no, not the bees." And she was like she looked distraught. Like, this woman looked so uncomfortable. There were so many bees at that stand. Like, there was one near me, but it was, like, not that bad, and she was like, "The bees, the bees," and I was like, "I'm so sorry." She already rung me up for my fountain drink because I was like, "I want a fountain drink." She was like, "Which one?" I was like, "Oh, the Sprite." And she looked and she was like, "That's where all the bees are." Yeah, I have a lot of stories. A lot of a lot of weird shit happened on this trip. To be fair, if it's me, a lot of weird shit is gonna happen. Um, I also have another story. Um, so she was like she did the thing where, like, you know how when when you don't want to get stung by a bee and you kinda do, like, the, like, lurch forward and try to, like, get the thing. She was trying to, like, get my ice, so she, like, got my ice in there, and I was like, "Oh, shit." And then she, like, kept she's trying to, like, dodge the bees and, like, go in for my Sprite to, like, press the button. She's like, "Oh my god, the bees, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And I was like, "I feel bad. I feel bad." And she eventually, like, she dispenses my Sprite. She's like, "Oh, I got it." And then she hands it to me. I take it. I'm like, "Thank you." And I'm like, I'm about to take a sip. I look in there. Do you know what I see in my Sprite? In my ice? A bee. There's a bee in there. Sent her off into the murder bee mines. And the lady, I was like, um, ma'am, ma'am, there's a bee in my drink. And she was like, she went, "Oh my god, I told you the bees, the bees. There's like 30 bees over here." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." And she took it back and she dumped it out. She's like, "Oh." And then she was like she told the people who were behind me, she was like, No more drinks, no more drinks. I'm shutting it down. I'm sorry. There's no more drinks over here. I can't. I just can't. The bees. There's so many bees. There's so many bees. All the bees. Look at all these bees. There's like 30 bees." And I was like, "Uh, ma'am, I," and she was like, "Oh, and I had to still get your Sprite." And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. For 2 seconds, I did consider, I looked and I was like, I thought about telling her, "Just forget it. You know, just take my money. Just don't give me the drink. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." But here's the thing, guys. I had spent $6 for this drink. So I was like, I'm gonna need something out of this exchange. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need something. I can't just throw away $6. It's a lot of money. Get her a mascot super armor. Yeah, probably. And I was like, "Hey, I I could just take a refund." I was like I was like, "Maybe just refund me. Hey, just refund me. It's fine." And this woman's still going, "Oh, the bees, the bees." And I'm like, I am so sorry." And the thing is, like, I thought about, like, asking for a different drink, but, like, I don't really drink other soda except Sprite, and if I'm paying I'm so sorry, if I'm paying $6 for a Sprite, I'm gonna need a soda that I like. So I'm like and this woman's like, "Okay, here's what I'm gonna do." She tried to get my drink again, she tried, she was like, "Uh, bees, bee, ah." And she kept doing that, and I was like, and I'm like, "Ooh." And I'm trying to stay back, and I'm like, low key, I don't really want it anymore because I'm like, if the bees are crawling on it, ew, you know, ew. She told me there's 30 bees over there. I can kind of see them flying around. Um, and they did like some of them did fly past me, and I was like, there do seem to be quite a few bees. And this woman was distraught. She was not having a good time. This woman wanted to go home. And honestly, I was there for her to go home. I I wish I could have sent her home. And she told me that she couldn't give me a refund. She's like, "I can't give you a refund because to get you a refund, I need to call a manager and it's gonna take so long." And I was like, "Ooh, I'm sorry." I was like, I should have gone somewhere else. I should just bought that $19 pizza. I should just I should have sucked it up. Um, and I was like, "Ah, okay." And she was like, "Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'll send you over. You see that stand over there? You see that stand over there?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I see it. I see it." She's like, "You see that stand over there? I'm gonna send you over there to her, and she will give you the fountain drink. I'll call her right now. I'll radio her." And she radioed, and she was like, "Hey, uh, the the bees. There are so many bees at this stand. I'm gonna send a lady over to you. She's wearing." At this point, I feel bad. She was like, "She's wearing yellow. Uh, I probably traumatized this woman. I look like a bee my damn self." She was like, she's wearing yellow. And she's got, I had like an orange hat, like a yellow orange hat. She's like, she's got like an orange hat. Uh, I'm gonna send her over. She already paid for our fountain drink. I just need you to give it to her. Give her the cup. Uh, I'm sending her right now. And in fact, she's gonna have the receipt. I'm gonna give her the receipt because there's so many bees. There's so many bees over here. And I was like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I thought this lady was gonna hand me the cup to go over to the lady. And I was like, "Can I get a fresh cup?" She's like, "Yeah, she'll give you a cup. Don't worry. These don't have the sticker, and there are too many bees." And I was like, "Oh god." So I left this poor woman struggling with her bees. God knows what happened to her. Some say she's still there getting stung by bees. No, I'm just kidding. I did come back the next day and I saw her. She was at a newsstand, the stand that actually I went to with the lady who actually did give me my fountain drink, where I got like it was the little ones where you had to like scan your cup, set it down and do it. So the lady saw me come over with my yellow romper. I was in a romper, and she was like, "Oh, you're the lady," and I was like, "Yep, I'm the lady." And she gave me my cup, and then she was like, "Oh, you look very cute. Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I do look very cute. I do look quite fashionable." She's like, "Where'd you get this whole fit?" And I was like, "Oh, well, Amazon, actually. If you look up romper with a train, you can find all the rompers that have these type of options." Because again, I was wearing a romper with a train. It was yellow. I looked cute. I looked like a bee, unfortunately. Um, to the other lady's chagrin. Uh, I did look like a bee. But I told the secondary lady who gave me my drink, I told her where I got my romper. I told her what to search up, and I told her how to get my little sun hat. The sun hat that I showed you earlier, I have some in many different colors. I have yellow, I have black, I have that like burnt pinky orangey corally color. I have quite a few. I have a gray one. I have a lot. I have a few of them because I think they're cute as hell. Um, So, yeah, that's how I got my drink at the end. Had a good interaction with someone who also thought I was cute. Say, "Ah, I'm cute." Um, that was a good time. That's those are most of my interesting Universal stories. I do have an interesting Kennedy Space Center story where, um, we went to the Kennedy Space Center, right? You know, as we do. We were in one of the, like, gift shops, and I was looking around with my friend Brooke. We were just chilling, just vibing. And this guy, this old gentleman, he comes up to me and he was getting there was like a astronaut Barbie. So he got the astronaut Barbie from the top shelf and he looks at me and he's like, I'm collecting these." And I was like, "Oh, good for you." Yay. And he was like, "You see, you got to hang on to things like this, these collectibles, because they'll go up in price. They're going to be worth something someday." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, man. Okay, yeah, whatever." And this man went to have a whole conversation with me about this Barbie, and about how he like collects things like that and makes sure to hold on to them in like their original packaging. He's like, "You gotta keep them in the original packaging. You gotta keep them in the original packaging because that's how they're worth stuff. That's how they're worth money." And you know what? When I was younger, he told me about a wrestling belt that he had. He was like, "I had this wrestling belt, this big wrestling belt, when I was a kid, and I didn't keep it in the original packaging, which is my mistake. And then later on eBay, I saw someone, and you know how much he was selling it for? You know how much he was selling it for? Guess, guess. And I was like, "Uh, I, I don't know, $2,000." He was like, $17,000. 17,000. And I was like, wow. What do I say to that? Why are you talking to me? I don't know why this man was talking to me. And now I have a suspicion that he maybe thought I worked there, because after this interaction with this man, this conversation that I don't know why happened, um, I told Brooke, I was like, Brooke, I don't know why this is happening. I have to step out for a moment. So I stepped out, and then Brooke told me that after I left, this woman was like nearby, and she was like, she looked after me and was like, I, what? She just left. I wanted to ask her a question too. That was rude because this lady thought I worked there. She wanted to ask me a question about the merchandise. And I'm like, I don't work there. I was wearing, can I tell you what I was wearing? Guys, I was wearing booty shorts with, I was wearing, I was wearing short shorts. I was wearing like my little like danglies like this. I was accessorized. I was wearing my crop top that says pro gay, pro pro choice, pro trans, pro ho. I was wearing that. I was wearing my short shorts, and then I was wearing fishnet stockings. I was wearing fishnets. I didn't look like I was at work. But this woman this woman apparently thought I worked there. She thought I worked at the Kennedy Space Center, and she thought I was a rude employee, an incompetent staff, if you will, being there, like, and I blew her off. She thought that I blew her off and wouldn't answer her question. She was like, "That lady rudely left the store when I was going to ask her a question." She's like, "I was gonna ask her a question. She just left? That's so rude." And I'm like, "She thought I worked there." So maybe the guy who was telling me about his belt also thought I worked there. I'm concerned that that man thought I worked there with my pro ho shirt. I didn't look like I worked there. I look like a honestly, I look like a hoe. Honestly, I probably look like a hoe. So I yeah, there's no way you didn't work there. Come on. I mean, maybe she thought I was a different black lady. There were some other black ladies in the store who did work there. Um, but yeah, and I was like, Brooke didn't defend my honor, by the way. She didn't tell this lady, "Oh no, she doesn't work here." She didn't say anything. I was like, "Brooke, tell that lady I'm a whore and I don't work here." Like, come on. You know? Could have defended my honor. Like, I'm wearing a pro ho shirt. I'm wearing like short shorts and fishnet stockings. Like, I don't look like I work there. I mean, unless to tell people at the Kennedy. No, I saw the workers at the Kennedy Space Station. They were wearing like black shirts, and the back of my, I was wearing a black shirt. So maybe Homegirl just saw black shirt and didn't notice my other attire because I did not. Well, you could have suggested that was I was working. You know, I was working something. All the Kennedy Space Center employees I know wear fishnets and a Pro-Ho t-shirt. Maybe they do. Also, hi, Pradish. Pradish, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome in. Hi. How was your day? We're roughly wrapping up. There seem to be more people in here now, but guys, I'm wrapping up. Get out of here. No, I'm kidding. Um, how are you, Pradish? How you doing? What are you up to? Tell me about your day. What's going on? Hey, hey, what's going on? How are you? Oh, yeah, yeah. I did love the Kennedy Space Center. That was very fun. There were quite a few people, but it wasn't, like, overwhelming like Universal was. Universal was very overwhelming. Oy. My day was great. Thank you for asking. I'm enjoying your pro ho story. I am always pro ho. Something about me. I'm pro ho. I got a shirt for it and everything. Pro ho, pro gay, pro trans, pro choice. I think that's all the things that shirt says. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we also did go to. I said there were 3 parks at Universal. We went to Volcano Bay. And guys, as I am not a theme park person, I am also not a water park person. Pro employee at the Space Center. I am pro employee. Yes, I'm pro employee. And I'm pro incompetent employees as well. Everybody has a good day. Bye. Excuse me, your incompetent staff, your incompetent staff. Okay. Oh, my Nana's calling me. Um, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick up because my Nana's calling me real quick. I'm sorry. That was my Nana. Stop being rude and help that woman. I should have helped that woman. And you know what's funny? When Brooke told me that this lady thought I worked there and I was just pro hoe and working there, maybe she thought I was a hoe and working there. I'll tell my Nana you say hi, Pradish. Nana, Pradish says hi. Sorry. um, when Brooke told me that this lady thought that I was being rude, Soto, hoes gotta work. I'll allow that. Don't worry. Hoes gotta work too. Hi, Soto. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. How's your day? How you doing? Automod is anti-ho. Oop. Um, but yeah, when you're doing all right, wonderful. Well, I guess that's all right. I guess it's not wonderful. Well, well, um, when Brooke told me that this lady thought I was rude, I wanted to go back in and be like, "Hey, how can I help you?" Because if anything, I look, I I'm retail trained, okay? Like retail still in my blood and bones. Can't get away from it. So when Brooke told me that this lady thought I was really rude to her, I want to be like, let me just go in there and ask her what she needs, see if I can help her. You know? The best part is if you did help that person, you probably got yelled at for impersonating an employee. Actually, you know what's funny? I went to Meyer and here where I live. Why did I have to, I didn't have to say that. I went to Meijer, um, and this guy was at the self check, and he was trying to like scan his coupons, and he I was scanning my stuff, and he was like, "Excuse me, can you help me with this?" And so I ended up helping a man scan in his coupons at the self check, and like he just didn't know how to do it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you scanned it, so you have to like put it into like the little slot." So then they keep the coupon, obviously. And he just didn't get it. He was like, "What do I do with these coupons?" Um, I made the mistake of wearing a red shirt at Target once, basically the same thing. Yeah. I wore a black shirt, black pro ho shirt with my short shorts. And the lady thought I worked there. Or she thought I was pulling a double shift. Maybe she thought, that's a hoe who works here. Like, yeah. she, she's just a sex worker who also works here. So maybe she was like, okay. She's like, and you know what? That's so valid. She's like, "Whores work here, that's fine." Alright. Um, but the thing is, like, I would have gone back in and tried to help her. I think she was pro-ho, even though she was annoyed with me, um, for leaving and not helping her and not answering her question. I think she was pro-ho. And you know what? Respect. You know what? Respect. That's just the retail experience. Yeah, pretty much. I was like, "Damn, I feel like I should go back in and try to help her." 'Cause I'm like, I feel like okay, obviously, I wasn't rude because she didn't ask me a question. Or if she did try to ask me a question, I wouldn't have recognized that she was trying to ask me a question because I don't work there. So I would have thought she was trying to talk to someone else. But I would have been like, "Damn, bitch, how can I help you?" "Damn, bitch, let me try to assist." 'Cause the thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assist. IDK if I ask the nearest employee for help and they pretend to work there. They'd be like, "I don't work here." They're wearing their work shirt with, like, the name tag, like, "I'm sorry, I don't work here." That'd be so funny. Be so cruel. I could never. But yeah, the retail employee just never leaves you apparently. So I was like, "Damn, I probably could figure out how to help her." I probably could have figured it out no matter what it was. I maybe. Um, yeah, I would kinda respect it. I'd be like, "Damn, well, alright. Hey, valid." You're like, "No, I don't work here." I'd be like, "But I just saw you behind the counter. You were just ringing up someone." I mean, honestly, I do get it, like, if employees, like, if they've just clocked out, and they're like, "I'm off the clock." It's the same vibe. It's like sometimes I'm sure people would be like, maybe they could they would be celebrating. Yeah, that'd be great, honestly. They're like, "I don't work anymore. I just quit. I quit." Yeah, yeah, that's valid. But, like, also people who, if they clocked out and they're like, sometimes you get trapped, like, helping a customer and you shouldn't be helping a customer off the clock because you're not getting paid. So, you'd be like, "I don't work in this store." I feel like that's valid. I feel like that's so valid if you because sometimes also, like, I have seen people who, like, do go into, like, a different store like, I used to work at a Walgreens, and we would have, like, other Walgreens employees from, like, a different store who would come in, and they'd be like, "I don't work here," and they'd be legit because they didn't work at that store. Confusing because they were still in their, like, work fit. Um, so that was kinda confusing. But it just happened. We're like, "Ah, I'm not on the clock. I am not on the clock." Say I worked at the Walgreens on campus. Yeah. Walgreens! Walgreens squad rise up. Yeah, it sucks because people don't wanna, like you don't wanna shop at the store that you work at because then you know your customers and you're like, "Ugh, they're just gonna talk to me." So you go to the next store. So you just go a little further down. Um, it's always the vibe. I did not like working at Walgreens. I was gonna say, I liked working at Walgreens. I did not like working at Walgreens. I did like working in the photo lab when I worked at Walgreens. That was fun. I loved being a photo technician. That was the funnest part. Um, being a pharmacy tech was stressful. Uh, and then being the I didn't Walgreens need more windows. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. That's valid. I liked it because okay, when I was in the photo lab, I at my Walgreens, we were like I wasn't just in the lab. I got to like walk around the entire store and also like put stock up. And I like being able to walk. I didn't like being at the front register because I felt trapped at the register. I needed to be able to like walk around the entire store. Um and then pharmacy was just soul crushing. That was awful. I mean, Pharmacy itself was pretty fun, but then having to deal with the pharmacy customers sucked. And it wasn't like the pharmacy customers were, like, bad or, like, the worst customers. It was more that, like, the people who, like, didn't have insurance or their copay was, like, really high or something like that, and they just, like, broke down because they needed their medication. That was the soul crushing part where it's like, I feel like we should be giving away this medication for free or for, like, low cost, and that's why insurance is a scam. I do have a lot of issues with the insurance system in America. Anyway, we're off topic. I'm sorry. Walgreens detour. But yeah, I worked all areas of the store. Worked front, photo, and pharmacy. Had to get certified. Okay, let's think. What else was there? Oh, Volcano Bay. I am not a water park person. I found that out. Volcano Bay is Universal Studios water park. I um don't like water parks because there are there are a lot of people. We did one ride that I actually did like. It was like a water slide, but it's not like you were like going down the slide as like a singular person. You were in like a little blow up like raft thing. And that was fun. I did like that. If I could do that at a water park, that was fun. I would do it. That was the most fun I had. But then we did the Rough River, which is like a lazy river. Um, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm subjecting you to so much Hades Town. Here, I'll change the music we're listening to. Where is Spotify? Spotify. Cuckoo. I apologize. Oh, but I do love this song. I'm sorry. Here, we'll listen. Okay, you can't go wrong with a lazy river, but there are so many people. And it was a rough lazy river. So there are more like like it wasn't just like the gentle floating down a lazy river. It was like crashing into people. It would like suck you under. You had to wear like a life jacket. 'Cause that's how rough it was. Um, and so it was like it's just okay. I got the first thing that happened was like we got in and I was like, "Oh, this isn't so bad." But then like I got like I slowly yeah, it was called a rough river, I think technically at the water park. And it was like it was huge too. There were a lot of people in there and you had to like suit up in like a life jacket and you had to wear a life jacket because it was a rough river. So you couldn't like be in like the little like floaties or something like that because you could drown. You could definitely drown in that thing. And I actually almost drowned wearing my life jacket because if you get too close to the side, they're like little water jets that are like propelling out too. And so it's it was like hitting you and then like the people are like coming down too. And so I flipped. I was like up like this and then it was like turning me and I was like, "Uh-oh." And so I flipped over and I was on my face. I was on my face in the river and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm drowning." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm drowning." Like on its face, it was kind of fun. Like once I thought staying near like the wall was the best bet so I could like kind of like push myself down. No, you do not want to be near the wall. That's the worst place to go because that sucks you in. So that was like the worst place to be. It was that was not great. I immediately was like, "Oh." And I couldn't like flip back around for a little bit. I was like, "I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die." So, yeah. But like it was pretty fun. But then they do a big wave a few times and they play like this like ominous music before the big wave comes. And if you're in the rough river, you get hit by the big wave. And like after a while, I got used to like the floating with like the life jacket. I was like, okay, cool. I just kinda need to, like, kick my legs up and, like, float a little bit. I was like, "Okay, this is mostly fine." Mostly, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda wanted to stand up and just, like, kind of, like, float, like, standing like this instead of, like, floating backwards. Um, but floating backwards was really pretty much the only way to stay up. Like, if you were up on your feet, you had more of a chance of just, like, going forward into the water, which I did do a few times. Um So I almost drowned a few times. And then it disgusted me because there are a lot of people, and it's just you're in people soup, you know? Because it's also hot and it's Florida, so people are sweating, and there's just not enough chlorine in the world. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and I just was so icked out after a while. I was like, "Oh, this is really icky." And I was like, "Okay." I did the one ride that I enjoyed, it was fun. And by the way, I've never been to a water park before. I've That was my first time going to a water park, so I'm like, "I wanna try it," you know? I wanna try new things. I wanna be that girl. Um, so I was like, "Okay, I don't really like water parks." Yeah, it's really gross, especially, there's a lot of sand there too. It's so icky. There were just so many people. It's just too many people. I think if it was just me and, like, a few other people in the lazy river, that'd be fine. But, like, just knowing how many people there were and, like, there are people, like, actually swimming too, like, doing the proper swimming, and then other people who will, like, go, like, down a little bit and then, like, spit the water out, and, like, uh, it was I just ugh, too many too many bodily fluids, too many bodily fluids. I I think I'm old. I think I'm too old. I think I'm too old to get enjoyment. So I just I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Like it was objectively it was pretty fun, like being in the river. But I think I would have preferred an actual lazy river as opposed to like the rough river. Um, because I think that would have been more my speed. But like it was fun. But I did like one rotation, which was like it was long. This thing is like it's a long rough river. Um, And then there was, like, the big the big wave came out, like, Brooke and I, we were, like, holding hands, we were, like, going, and we were together, and that was great, that was fun. Um, and then eventually her partner, like, was next to us too, and then we were like, "Oh, here comes the big wave." And then I saw it coming and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta get away a little bit," because I was like, "I don't wanna be I'll get pulled under, and I'll drown." So I was, like, trying not to freak out, and, and then Brooke got pulled away by her partner, and I saw them, like, get sucked into the big wave, and I was like, "Oh my god," it looked like a little whirlpool. They, like, got sucked around, I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "They're gone." And Brooke told me later that her partner, like, accidentally was, like, holding on to her and was then also, like, low key drowning her. She's like, "I would have been fine if he'd let go." She eventually did catch up to me, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, it was a little too much because there were too many people. Oh, just thinking about it is stressing me out. And I also don't, like, really swim, so I think a lazy river would have been more my speed. I think that would have been better. I still probably wouldn't have liked it that much because all the people, all the people, ugh, they're just there's just so many. There's so many people. But that was fun. And I was like, "Okay, I am I've learned a few things about myself. I am not a theme park person. I am not a water park person. And now you guys know that about me as well. It's just not my vibe. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But yeah, that was fun. And then guys, you know what I didn't see? I didn't see an alligator. I wanted to see one so bad. That was my one wish. I was like, I'm in Florida. I did give it a go. I did. I was happy I tried it. Um, I think it's important to try things. I like to try what I call calculated risks. So I'm like, it doesn't like, I'll go, you know, might as well try it out. And then it's like going there, and then if I see, like, okay, if something was like, I really, like, didn't wanna do it, like, I knew I didn't wanna do any actual, like, water slides where, like, you just go down as a person and you get, like, shot out. I didn't wanna do any of that because I just don't think those look fun at all. But I was like, I'm willing to do some things like the lazy river, like, give that a try. Well, it's Rough River. The Rough River or the water slide that went down that we were, like, in, like, a raft. Like that, the raft thing I did enjoy. Like, I would do a water park if it was just, like, rides like that, where they're raft slides. We go down, like, a fast slide, it's really fun. That was fun. Um, so that's more my vibe, my speed. That's more my speed. But yeah, it was fun. It's good trying it out. Agree, those are yeah, they're so much better. Because 'cause I'm like, I don't have to worry about, like, myself, like, getting, like, cause if you're in an actual, like, water slide where it's just you get really wet. You get really wet, and, I don't think those are as fun. I don't know, I feel like those are more likely, like, you could, like, hurt yourself more or, like, flip over. I don't know. I don't know. I liked the raft. That was fun. So if there are more, like, raft rides, I would probably do that at a water park. Um, or, like, at a theme park, the raft rides, if I was wearing, like, a swimsuit, because, again, I did do one of the raft rides at the theme park that just, like, we got extremely wet, but I was not wearing something that I was meant to get wet in, and therefore, I was like a cat, where I was just like, ugh, just ugh, just overstimulated, overwhelmed, couldn't deal. But yeah, that's, mostly what I did. The other thing I did was Brooke looked at me like I was nuts when I told her there was a restaurant, a breakfast place called Kiki's, and it was like 2.3 miles away, and I walked to it because I'm like, "Oh, it's not that far." It was like a 45-50 minute walk, and Brooke and her partner both looked at me like I was crazy for walking the 2 mile a little over 2 miles there, and I was like, "Guys, it wasn't that far," and, like, we walk, like, 7 miles in the parks every day. So, like, me on a that was a non-park day for me. So, it was, like, me walking a total of maybe, I don't know, 4 and a half-ish miles. I was like, "That's nothing." Like, we've been walking for, like, 7 miles every day. And they were like, "Yeah, but that's in the parks. You just walked to breakfast and then you came back." And I was like, is that not like a worthwhile journey? I'm like, I listened to music. I vibed. I took pictures of like birds. I had a good time. I was out in nature. I don't know. Well, I say nature, it was like the suburbs. I had a good time doing it. I walked there, had a good brekkie. Well, it was a lunch. It was more like a brunch. So it was like 11 ish, noon. Mm, yeah, something like that. Um, walk there, walk back. I was like, it's a good time. But they looked at me like I was crazy for walking that far to get breakfast. Um, it was funny because we did end up going there as a group on Friday. We went to 7 a.m. brekkie, got up at 7, we went to breakfast, then we went to the parks, um, then we went back to the hotel for, like, a few hours, then we went back to the parks. I was at the park from, like, 8:30 to, like, 9:30 or something like that, technically. God, Friday was a day. But yeah, I think those are most of my park stories. The only other story I have was at the airport where this one guy I was at okay, so I have TSA pre-check and clear. If you know, you know. So I got in the line, I went through TSA and the TSA agent told me to have a great day. And the guy in front of me was like, he didn't tell me to have a great day. He didn't tell me to have a great day. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he was like, "Don't know why he didn't tell me to have a great day." And I was like, "Hey, man, I, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you." And he was like, "Actually, I do know why." And I was like, "Oh?" He was like, "You're significantly cuter than me." And I was like, "Thank you?" I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say to that. Stare, because we're aspiring against you to ruin your day. He was like, "I don't know why you didn't tell me to have a great day." He was like, "Actually, it's because you're cute." I was like, I I thought I had 2 for a second, but then he just called me cute, and I'm like, "Well, I am cute." But also, I wasn't expecting him to say that, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, sir." He was an old man. He's an old again, another old white man. Um, and I was like, "Thank you, sir." Um, and I was like, "And you know what? You have a wonderful day." And he was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "And I go." And I go. So, yeah, that, uh, that was my trip. I think those were all of my stories. If I forgot any, they probably weren't worth remembering. Now that we're done with that, gamers, I think it's time to end stream. We did a just chatting stream. Oh my gosh, 3 hours of just chatting, gamers. That's crazy. Apparently, I had a lot to say. Wait, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not done because I have more things to go through. Nothing about my trip, but I do have to talk about books before we go. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Pick up my book. I finished the book. First of all, for those who weren't here earlier, I actually do need to show you guys something, which is a an art piece that I got. So there was no like proper like Jurassic Park art at Universal, but I did get a Velociraptor. Look, look, look at this perfect girl. Do you see this perfect girl? Do you see her? Do you do you see her? She's beautiful. She's gay. This is the gayest raptor I've ever seen. This is the gayest shit. This is the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. Look at her. She's perfect. I'm gonna put her. I'm gonna put her back here somewhere. She's gonna go back here. Um, Gage. Yes. I was like, I saw this and I was like, oh, I don't think I can get her. Because I thought I had to like carry her with me throughout the park the entire time. And then I learned from my friend Brooke that like you can send things back to the hotel. So then I sent her to the hotel the very next day. And I was like, I need my gay girl. I need my gay raptor girl. She's perfect. Look at her. Oh my God. I'm in love. I'm in love. Okay. I'm sorry. Um, in other news, we can now talk about the book I finished. Jordan, you better not be here. Um, I finished the yes, Grady. Oh my gosh, yes, I bought her. I went back. I went back the very next day. I bought her, and I had her sent back to my hotel because I was like, ah. So they shipped her to the hotel for me, and I was so happy. So now I have my girl. I have my beautiful girl. And she will be going she'll be going back here, in a way that I had to see, like I had to make sure it's visible enough for, like, when I work and, so people can see my girl. So people will see my girl. But yeah, this is one of my favorite purchases. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite girl. She's she's just she's perfect. And this is by Art of Bianca. So I'm probably gonna check out this person's store too. See what other stuff she's got. Anyway, yeah, I got her. Best $20 I've ever spent. Anyway, so as long as Jordan's not here, which hopefully he is not, I have to tell you guys, I finished the third book in the Children of Time series, the third and final book, I believe. This came out. When did it come out? It was really good. Actually, I think I want to give it. I didn't know how I wanted to rate it. This came out in 2023. No, no. Yes? 2022? Bruh, I don't know. Either 2022 or 2023. It's a fairly recent book. I don't know if he's gonna write. It doesn't seem like he's gonna write any more in this series. I think it's just a trilogy. This series is very solid, by the way. I fully recommend reading the series if you like speculative sci-fi, if you like post-apocalyptic worlds, if you like a little bit of sci-fi horror. There are lots of horror elements in this whole series. I think people should read it, so I'm not gonna spoil this entire series or anything. I'm not gonna like spoil this book at all. Um, Unless you consider like me talking about what I liked about it a spoiler, but I'm not gonna spoil like any of the plot points or anything. But I can tell you there are a lot of horror elements in this entire series, but also specifically in this book. I feel like the horror words elements picked up a lot in the second book, and then were there were more in this book as well. Really good. I think I want to give this one 5 stars. I gave first book 5, second book I think I second book I might want to round up. I don't know. It's like I gave it like a 4 point something, I think. Only because the beginning was a little slow for me and hard for me to, like, get into, just a little bit, and honestly, when I think about it, it wasn't that hard. So, I I might just, like, bump that up to 5 as well and then give this one 5. This series was just it was very solid for me. I thought it was very good. I did read some reviews of people who, like, didn't like it, and I disagree with, like, a lot of what they were saying, so but yeah, I really liked it. I thought this one was it was so good. And it's annoying because, like, I can't talk about it a lot without, like, spoiling things. So, like, I all I can say is I fully recommend it if you are a lover of sci-fi. If you like sci-fi, if you like some horror elements, I would say give Children of Time a go. And if you just wanna read the first book, Children of Time on its own reads very well as, like, a standalone. And then same with, like well, the second book doesn't read as a standalone because you have to read the first book to understand the second. But if you just read the first 2 and then you're like, "Okay, I'm kind of done," you could just you could end it like that. I think they kind of work for progressively like that, where it's like you can read one book and stop there, or like read the second book afterwards and then stop after that. But yeah, oh, Soto, please read it. Oh my gosh, it's really good. Children Time, I feel like really was like very spot on. Like it was so good. It was a very good book. And the second one, like while I had some critiques of the second one, I would say the second one was also very solid. I really enjoyed it as well. It asks a lot of interesting questions about like humanity, I would say broadly. But yeah, oh, it's so good. And yeah, I really enjoyed the third book as well. I ate this one up. I was reading this the entire way through my trip. And there I doggy-eared some things because I can't wait to, Jordan, Lauren Pavan, I can't wait till he gets to this one. I want him to read it and, like, hear his thoughts because I'm listening to his thoughts on, like, the second one, and I actually wanna talk to him more about the second one, uh, about how he's feeling so far. Anyway, not the point. But yeah, Soto, please read Children of Time. Oh, it's so good. Didn't know this song had a yeah, it does! This is my favorite version. uplift books, except that Jordan recommended it to me, and I was like, okay. And David Brin, oh, let's read about the author. David Brin is an astrophysicist. This book sounds up our alley too. Nice. Yeah, it was really good. Children Time, so good, dude. Also, I see that there was an error with my. Hopefully, I'm still live. I can't tell. My my my. Oh yeah, yeah, cool. My bitrate did. Ooh, damn! I'm unstable. Yeah, I see. I see that now. Oh wow, that's crazy. It's telling me to end stream. Uh, I really. Oh yeah, I see that. I was like, oh, my bitrate. It is still unstable. I wonder what's going on. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. Please hold. Please hold. Um, let's see. Let me close out of some things. Yeah, my bit rate. Ooh, my bit rate. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I am frozen. Hold on. I'm gonna turn off my cam. Let's see if that helps. Maybe? Can everybody hear me? I apologize, gamers. Let me just make some minor adjustments. Ah, good, you can hear me. Cool. Wow, my bit rate is bad. It says my average stream bit rate too high. Let's see. What happens? I was just I was just talking. It doesn't want me to talk about books? Okay. Let me try to turn back on my camera. Hold on one moment, please. Huh. Okay, it says I'm stable again. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Let me see if I turn back on my cam. Am I lagging? Let's see. Not really. Okay. Huh. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on it. Here, I'll keep an eye on me. Oh boy. That was scary. Let me 1 second. Let me do this. Move this around. I just want to talk about books. Why is it trying to stop me? Okay, all I was really saying was that I'm glad that Children of Time is up your alley. It's very good. And let me also I'm not in daylight hours anymore. I need to go to stream. Do, do, do. Okay. I think we're good. Goodness gracious. Okay. Good lord. All I'm trying to do is talk about my books. Ooh, that's loud as hell. I'm so sorry. I didn't make that much of a noise. Um, anyway, thank you guys for sticking with me. Don't worry, we won't be on for too much longer. I just need to tell you that I bought this book by David Brin, which was recommended to me by Jordan. David Brin is an astrophysicist whose international best-selling novels include The Postman, filmed in 1997, Earth and Existence. He serves on NASA and other advisory boards. Brin speaks or consults on a wide range of topics, including AI. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. David Brin's uplift novels are among the most thrilling and extraordinary science fiction ever written. New York Times bestsellers Sundiver, Startide Rising, The Uplift War, plus the Brightness trilogy together make up one of the most beloved sagas of all time. Brin's tales are set in a future universe in which no species can reach sentience without being uplifted by a patron race, except perhaps Earthlings. Did some mysterious race begin the uplift of humankind long ago, then abandon us? Or did we leap all by ourselves? Oh, interesting. That does sound fascinating. Okay. Right. That's the first book I bought. I had to get it on Amazon. Typically, I don't buy my books on Amazon anymore because I don't like supporting Amazon. So I typically buy my books from bookshop.org, which is what this box is. So we're going to do a little unboxing. I already tore off my information from the box, so no way I can dox myself, thankfully. So, so let's open this box and let's see what's in here. Okay. Let's see what's in here. Like I don't know what I bought. Does it at least say that my bitrate is still unstable? What? Okay. Okay. The Blighted Stars by Megan O'Keefe. This was recommended to me by Brooke. So since my best friend recommended it, I'm going to give it a shot and read it. Let's see what this one is about. This person says addictive space adventure full of intrigue, visceral danger, and deeply personal stakes. Let's see. Stranded on a dead planet, forced to ally with her mortal enemy, survival is the only option in the first book of this stunning widescreen space opera trilogy. She's a revolutionary. Humanity is running out of options. Habitable planets are being destroyed as quickly as they're found. And Nara Sharp thinks the reason may have something to do with the all powerful Mercator family. He is the heir to the dynasty. Bookish and quiet, Tarquin Mercator? Whatever. Never wanted to get involved in his family's galaxy spanning business empire, but Tarquin's father needs him to monitor an expedition on a new planet. And the Mercator family reputation hangs on the success of this mission. Disguised as Tarquin's new bodyguard, Neva plans to destroy the expedition ship before they make land. But neither of them expects to end up stranded on a dead planet. To survive, Neva will have to join forces with the handsome heir she's sworn to hate. Together, they will uncover a plot that's bigger than both of them. Oh, this is like a sci-fi romance. Interesting. I didn't know what it was really about until literally just now. And it's 483 pages. And the words are small. Okay. Okay. Intrigued. And then I have my book club book that I'm going to read with Jim. Anywhere You Go. It's a little romance or reading romance. It's romance time. And this one is about a small town waitress and a big city Broadway press agent swap homes to escape the messiness of their personal lives, only to find new purpose and new love. Tatum Ward and Eleanor Chapman lead totally opposite lives. Tatum has never left her Midwestern hometown. She resides in a quaint guest cottage on her parents' property while working part time as a waitress, where she spends most shifts ignoring her feeling for a beautiful regular named June. Eleanor dedicates every waking hour to her high profile press career, sacrificing personal relationships for professional success, save for the occasional hookup to fight off her loneliness. When both women's lives unexpectedly blow up at the same exact time, they end up needing an escape, and fast. In Tatum's hometown, Eleanor expects a quiet hideaway where she can recharge. Instead, she gets wrapped up in the family drama that Tatum left town to avoid, pulled into Tatum's charismatic older sibling, Carson, who charms Eleanor in every way. At every turn, my bad, can't read. Tatum ends up in Eleanor's New York high rise apartment with June. 1 week together in the big city might make it impossible for Tatum to avoid not just her true feelings for June, but her real dreams for her life. Oh, cute. Amid a friendship with a reclusive Hollywood actress and a complicated family reunion, Tatum and Eleanor each discover much more than they bargained for away from home. Their house swap won't last forever, but it might be just long enough for both women to surrender their defenses and finally fight for the life and love they deserve. Cute! That sounds adorable. And I'm ready to read an adorable book. I had to tell Jim that I have the book. Well, I mean, I just got here today. And then we have um Gritty. You should probably recognize this one, right? A The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. You read the Becky Chambers books, yes? I didn't make that up. I think so. Yeah. So when I buy books, I do try to like buy them like in like a little bulk thing. So I'm not just like buying one book and like spending money on a lot of shipping. So I was like, oh well, I'll buy all the books that I like kind of want to buy and like bulk them up. So I have The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I'm excited to read it. I'll probably read I have some other books to read here too. Okay. And then we have the Octavia E. Butler series. And look at this. I got the box set. It's 2 books. So I got the box set, but look how pretty this is. Look at that front. Look at that back. So I got Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. So Octavia Butler is she's dead. She was a black sci-fi writer in the like 70s to 90s. So I need to read Octavia Butler because I'm black. Guys, don't know if you knew, I'm black. And she's like a really good sci-fi writer apparently. So I wanted to read some Octavia Butler books, and I think before I can read Sundiver, the book that Jordan recommended, I need to read Octavia Butler because they were writing around the same time. So I want to make sure to read some Octavia Butler. And I do love look at these covers. These are so cute. The reason I got the box set was because I did like the covers. Oh, they're just like purple on the inside. Okay. Which one is this? Parable of Talents, which is the second one, I believe. But yeah, oh my gosh. I look at this box set though. It's so pretty. God, I love that. Anyway, let's see. Parable of the Sower. Oh, Gloria Stein. Oh, I didn't know she wrote the introduction. Oh, whatever. I do love a good box set. So let's see. If there's any one thing scarier than a dystopian novel written about the future, it's one written in the past that has already begun to come true. Parable of the Sower is the Butlerian, okay, Odyssey of one woman who is twice as feeling in a world that has become doubly dehumanized. The time is 2025. Oh my God, this book takes place in 2025. That's crazy. Sorry. The time is 2025. The place is California, where small walled communities must protect themselves from hordes of desperate scavengers and roaming bands of people addicted to a drug that activates an orgasmic desire to burn, rape, and murder. When one small community is overrun, 15-year-old Lauren Olamina, with the hereditary trait of hyper empathy, which causes her to feel others' pain as her own, sets off on a foot. Oh God, can't read. Sets off on foot along the dangerous coastal highways, moving north into the unknown. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I hear Parable of a Sower and Parable of the Talents are the books to read first for Octavia Butler. So I'm going to read those. So yeah, and I do just love, bro. I love, yeah, beautiful box sets. You can get me with them because I was only going to buy one of them. I was only going to buy Parable of the Sower, um, but a box set. I, I got. I'm a sucker for a box set. Okay, that was it. That's all I had to talk about. We are at 3 hours and 28 minutes. We're gonna call it. We're gonna figure out who to raid. Okie dokie. Let's go to my ending scene. And let's. Du, du, du. Who's streaming? Thank you, Gritty, for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. Twitch. Who stream? Who's streaming? Who haven't I rated before? I don't know if I've rated Drink before. Drink is playing inside. I think I'll raid. Maybe I don't remember if I've rated Drink, but I'll raid Drink. Oh, Gritty. Thank you for the sub. I'm so sorry. I almost missed that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so sweet. Welcome back. 2 months. I almost typed /raid in Drink stream. Oh my God. Okay, when am I going to be live? I am probably going to be live tomorrow because I have the day off. That's right, gamers. I took the day off to I that's not I didn't copy Shrink. Uh, I took the day off because I'm gonna recover. I'm gonna recover from travel. So I was like, oh, I guess I can stream. So I will more than likely stream tomorrow. If not, I'm a liar. But I think so. I think so. I think I'll stream tomorrow. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you for listening to me yap for literally 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys are amazing. Thank you. And thank you for chatting. Thank you for telling me about your days. Thank you for just being here and having all the good vibes. I love you so much. I love you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and I suppose I'll press the button. Goodbye.